Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We are here and we are live and we are ready to go. It is game week 1. We were chatting about this last week and maybe the week before, where it's like, oh, it's the start of Sorare 26, but we kind of know it's not really the start of Sorare 26 until we get the change of the game week calendar. We reset the clock, we wind back the pages on the calendar, and we get set to go at it all again. We're here for game week 1. We've got the return of the Premier League. We've got the return of La Liga. I'm pretty sure Liga is in there somewhere as well as all the other leagues and everything else we've had going on around European football. We're here for the Sorare Deadline Show as always. I am Quinny and I'm joined as ever by my co-pilot, Harry Trades. Harry, my man, good to see you.
Good to see you, mate. I was having a thought this morning, like, if it felt like although we've played MLS and stuff, I can't remember the last deadline show we did, when everything was playing type of thing, like end of season. It genuinely does feel like, I mean, it was months away, I guess, but like, it feels like an absolute lifetime ago. And yeah, man, game week 1 is the clocks have been reset. I think I remember you saying they were going to do that. Like, you kind of predicted they sort of bring it back to, sort of a low digit number. And yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but yeah, I'm honestly, I genuinely, I've never been so excited for a game week. Like, it just feels like everything is just, yeah, ready to go, and I'm excited for it, mate. I really am.
It should be battle stations because we have some Friday night action as
I
well.
have
We're
you.
hoping the way no Friday night curse, but Liverpool Bournemouth tonight. I'm sure there's a bunch of other bits and pieces as well. As you know, I say the Premier League comes back, the kind of the showpiece competition that it is. I've got budget road to glories flying out everywhere, Harry boy. I know you're the same as well. And yeah, it does feel like it's a massive game week in so many different ways. Fun teams you've got going out, players that have transferred, you're seeing them coming through at new clubs, or you know, lots of stuff going on. We've all been getting stuck in with early access cards. A lot of us have got tons of classic cards to be enjoying as well alongside. And yeah, streaks, double ups, throwbacks, 5 times multipliers. There's money getting chucked at us left, right, and center. Card crafting and all that good stuff. It's been absolute party time for the last couple of weeks, and what a kind of appetizer, kind of the setup for kicking off today, because I'm kind of feeling like if you think the timeline's been popping before now, wait till you see it after this weekend or during the week as the goals and the scores start flying in. I can't wait to see it. I was just saying to you, Harry, before we came on, I watched your video this morning of you going through everything for the weekend or whatever. Anyone that's not caught it yet, of course, Harry Trades on YouTube. You'll find it dead easy. Linked in the description as always. But Harry, without giving any spoilers away or whatever, what are you most excited about for the weekend in terms of that thing that's like, oh, I can't wait to hit submit on that one?
Yeah, yeah, no, there is definitely one, and yeah, it's got to be the La Liga one. Just because I've been like that was the first thing I remember when I did all my update videos in the summer when everything came out and we found out what was going to happen with Super Rare and Unique and whatever, knowing that like I need to fit my Yamal somewhere that's not probably classic, to give myself a chance of really utilizing him. And yeah, the fact that I've managed to make it happen with the La Liga stuff on a budget is, yeah, really exciting, to be honest. And I prepped in the summer with that Gaia purchase and been waiting patiently on it. And yeah, it's just nice to see it sort of, yeah, actually be in the lineup and locked and loaded, ready for the weekend. Because yeah, I've got a Friday night goalkeeper curse probably coming my way with Oviedo playing. So yeah, so we'll see. But I might be a bit more, a bit less happy and enthusiastic about it after, I don't know what time they play, 8:30 UK time. So 10 o'clock tonight, we'll know my fate early on, I think.
Yeah. Well, the other side of that game has some Friday night goalkeeper jeopardy as well with Betis.
Ooh.
Is it Betis still over? No, is
Uh,
it Villarreal?
Villarreal, I think. Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
thought it was Betis for a second there. Of course, it's Villarreal, of course. So yeah, well, I'm hoping. I've got a lot of Villarreal pieces, so I'm definitely hoping it's it's not a good night for Escondel. But with no free goals conceded, as long as he's getting his hand to stuff, Harry, it might be
I
all right.
know, yeah, that was my sort of, yeah, justification for like going for him, I guess. Like, he was the one of the first keepers to come out, and I got him at like 170 quid for an in-season La Liga keeper. I think was a steal at the time, and it's kind of turned out that way a little bit. Although he did come on instant buy yesterday, and someone instant bought him for 230, which I thought was, I mean, again, pretty good, but I didn't expect them to put him like that cheap. If that makes sense, like I thought they might have put him at like whatever they do, 300 and stuff. But no, he came on, only £60 more than the one off. So yeah, like I said, and like you said, the 3 goals scored jeopardy obviously doesn't exist, but still -5 for those goals conceded, and they can add up. We know they can add up.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, we get streaks and everything else flying around all over the place. The last couple of shows we've managed to start the show off by looking at the match odds, looking at the teams and the games. They've got the highest match win odds percentages. We'll maybe look at clean sheets and that sort of thing today as well, just to give a kind of flavour of who the main runners and riders, the main movers and shakers could be in the game week. And it feels like it's probably a nice, appropriate place for us to start this one as well. Back at the top here again. We've got Galatasaray. The Turkish teams have been right in amongst this quite a lot in the early going of the season. Benfica away to Estrella are up there. But we've got the return of the Real Madrid stacks. They're third in the order, Harry. 81% chance to win. And alongside Liverpool, who play Friday night, there's not really many of those power stacks actually jumping onto the top order, is there?
Not really, no. Yeah, mainly all challenger, really, isn't it? Yeah, challenger Madrid, effectively. Good sign.
Sporting Lisbon at home should be pretty good as well. Monaco playing Le Havre could be tasty. We'll get into the predicted
Yeah.
lineups for all the stuff across the Premier League, all the big leagues across European and world football as the game goes on. But I think Monaco could be one of those wee sneaky ones because France, I seen Laird was getting stuck into France. And I think, it's funny, everyone is doing their own little thing in the champion in season. Where do you think you can get your wee budget team? Where do you think you can get a wee road to glory up and going? And France is one of those ones where it feels like maybe not quite as brutal, I know maybe more brutal is what I mean, than Germany, where it's like PSG will just make money this year. Like there's just no two ways about it. But outside the PSG, the rest of the rest of the table, is there really another team that is like nailed? Probably not. But there's a lot of teams that are interesting, and a lot of teams that have the components, and have a lot of the, there's a defensive stack there, or there's a set piece god in midfield, or there's a striker there that kills for fun. And Monaco are definitely one of the, I think, the Liga and alternate picks that a lot of people are going to be flocking to. We've seen big defensive performances from them before, and if they can score goals, they're normally cooking. So they're up at 76%. That'll be a sight for sore eyes for some Sorare scouts and managers out there on a budget, you would think.
No, definitely. This is the fun part of the season as well, where everything's in price discovery. Like one good score elevates a player from 10 quid to 30 quid sometimes, depending on who it is. Vice versa can obviously happen. Whereas, a guy that was expected to do well game week one doesn't, and obviously their price comes down because just the demand just kind of decreases with it. So yeah, it's interesting. Like I do really enjoy this part of it, and that's kind of my sort of entry into this in-season game has been like just tape your expectations. Like don't spunk too much on a certain player because his price could be halved in a game week or two, depending on if he scored well or not. So I've tried to go for guys that like I've spent X, but I don't expect the price, depending on what, like, no matter what happens, like, it doesn't, like, he's not going to go down too much. It might not even go up too much, even if he has a good performance. But I just think, like, I've bought a few steady eddies to, like, just get me into the game for the first week. And then I can kind of, pick my poison for game week two, for the French one, for example. If I do hit the 400 on a budget this week, great. Okay, I can go smash. I can go get a few smashes in for next week. But I didn't want to go like balls deep early on in some of these, just because you just don't know what's going to happen. Like I've had a goalkeeper injury in the Dutch league already, so it's like I get why people would go balls to the walls early on. Like there is some sort of bargains, quote unquote, to be had sometimes, and stacks and collection bonuses. I get it, but yeah, I've tried to sort of just be a bit conservative with who I've bought um and just like sort of like I've done that in Challenger for sure. Like I'm on the third streak this weekend. First week I bought like as cheap as possible Scottish League cards. Second week I used them again, hit the streak. Now third week there's no Scotland. Okay, well I need to readjust. Let me go buy a couple of Danish cards. Whatever, because there's $200 on the line with the streaks. So like I've kind of I want to build into my teams rather than like go do everything game week one, because I think you just set yourself up for a little bit of disappointment. Because I think if you just go out and buy four teams and whatever, you can you'll smash the first streak. I just don't think it's worth it doing it for the first week. It is now though with the 5x thing, but I'm on about like the Eredivisie where like you didn't have the 5x, right? You just had the double. So that's a little point I just wanted to make.
Yeah, no, I'm with you all the way. And I think that's something like last season, I really refrained from getting into in season quickly and early. I was quite happy to let the market settle prices to kind of normalize and that kind of thing. But this season, I've kind of like, so I definitely agree with you there. And I think the incentives that they've given then kind of muddy the water a little bit. So with the rares, with the Celtic stuff, obviously I went for game week one and just went for it. And that was its own little strategy of clip the boosted money and whatever. But it's a great point, Harry, and it's something. It's quite similar on the lines of with the Premier League Road to Glory I'm running. I'm starting off with Pickford as the classic, expecting myself if I get to streak 3, maybe even streak 2, I'll buy an in-season keeper, and then we're able to flip the script on where the classic player goes. And then for step 3, 4, 5, you want that outfielder classic smasher rather than the goalkeeper to carry you. Sort of thing. So I think that's something people should definitely be thinking about is like, what do you actually need to hit the first streak? Do you need Rodrigo and Vinny and da-da-da? Maybe not Rodrigo now, but you know what I mean? Do you need all
Yeah.
these guys from out the gate? Probably not. Do you need them by step 3? Almost certainly, you know. So it's kind of picking your poison, as you say, horses for courses. And yeah, definitely a great insight, great add-on to that.
Yeah, I've enjoyed that part of it, especially in Challenger. Like, I picked up a few Gala guys that maybe didn't smash first week, although Gala did do well, but they've got a massive fixture this weekend, and it's like, okay, can they bounce back? But I've done it for half the price type of thing, not on every player, but like just trying to find little opportunities like that. Like I didn't buy him, but Sane, for example, I think his price was like astronomical at the start. Didn't have a great first game. He's still expensive, relatively, but like he definitely came down, and you're going to see that. We're obviously later in the mint, so that's going to naturally happen anyway. But on top of a bardish performance, you're going to see an even more steeper drop, basically. So, yeah, no, I've enjoyed sort of trying to do that, and I did exactly what you said. I brought in some in-season keepers to kind of facilitate my classic smasher spot. Whereas for the first week, I was more like you said, classic keeper, 4 outfielders, that are in season and doing it that way. So yeah, it's been fun. It's been a nice little period.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions about Champ Crafting. I think Champ Crafting, the doors are open for that later tonight. So they'll be communicating everything. So best to check your notifications on app and on their Twitter page and whatever, just to double check that. And just putting some nice wee comments we've got up here. The only other kind of teams that really jump out to me here on the matchups tab is Tottenham do forecast really well for this 5-time streak. They start the season off after the Super Cup thing, right? But they're playing Burnley at home. They should, you'd think, do all right there. Villarreal play tonight, as you mentioned. That's a really good game. Again, a good budget team. I think people would have went for in La Liga. And PSG, the smash spot, playing Nantes. This is normally a game where PSG can rinse, but you never know. High rotation is expected for this one. Outside of that, there's not really many new names and faces that come in to really shake up the order of who's expected to dominate this game week. We see Barca going away to Mallorca, which, they're probably going to dominate possession, win maybe 2-0 or something like that. But do they bring big scores? Maybe for a few, but maybe not the full stack. Depends how it goes, I suppose. A clean sheet would help with that, wouldn't it? Man City taking on Wolves. I think Man City could be a goal fest with Cherki, Marmoush, Doku, Savio, Foden, Haaland, Bernardo. Like, who starts the game and then who finishes the game between all of them? They're all going to play, you would imagine. And
100%.
That Man City have got revenge on the mind. Pep didn't get a trophy last year, first year ever in the history of life or whatever. Pep's not got a medal around his neck, So I was doing my Premier League predictions earlier on, Harry. I was mentioning to you. I think City will do well in the Prem this year, right? But I think when you look at like Cherkis and Dokus and all that, I think they feel like a Champions League team this year rather than a Premier League team. So
Yeah.
I expect them to be smashers, like they just go and beat people by a lot of goals, but maybe they'll get the banana skin result.
I got so excited. Yes. Yeah. Did it happen? I think it happened Wednesday night. But obviously, I filmed it yesterday in the video you said you watched. I got that Bruno Guimaraes in from the Cherky collection, and I needed like 2 other players to get to 3% bonus, and yeah, I finally got Cherky on 13%, which makes me like, you know, very, very happy man. So hopefully he features this weekend. He's got a number 10 shirt, Quinny, at Man City.
I know.
Like, so crazy this feels like. Mate, I still remember, I know it like it doesn't matter, but like I still remember waking up on, I think it was Christmas Eve or it was like New Year's Day to buy his IPO on Football Index. Like I still remember I set an alarm for him to be released. I think he was obviously 15 at the time, similar to the Sorare card. I can still remember me doing it. Like I still have that sort of image in my head. It's just crazy. And then fast forward 5 years, he's Man City's number 10. Like it's funny, man. Honestly, it's funny how football sort of works and stuff. And I'm just glad he's like, I know he hasn't done it yet, but at least he's there. He's got his foot in the fucking door, and we can say, you know what, we can victory lap that one. Then hopefully in a few months' time when he's shown everyone in the Premier League what he can do. So yeah, I'm so excited for that.
Me too. And I've been trying to say it every opportunity because I know this is going to be something mainstream or people with bigger platforms will say. So I want to get it in there first and quick and often as I can.
Yeah.
But Cherky is the closest thing to Messi Pep has had since Messi,
Hmm.
and if he's given him the number plumbing 10 shirt as well, and he's
Insane,
just going to be putting him in behind Haaland and say, go and cook, wee man. Um,
honestly.
it could be wild. But on that Leon collection, I did hear that in the video. Anthony Lopez were in that gang as well tonight against PSG. The Bruno, I've got that as well. And I thought, let's go and have a look at the collection leaderboard. Let's see who's got the
Ooh,
best. Who's got the best Cherky? Messi the goat is up at 570. So he's got a 4% Cherky. You're in 10th
nice.
spot here. I've got a wee 8th, which is fun. But
Yeah,
there's a few 3% Cherokees going around. Not many.
yeah.
Not many. It's really that top 10, isn't it? There's only 10
So
3%ers.
I bought one. I've got like one, two, three, four players that will get. I'll get 80 more points. I don't think it'll really do
Ooh,
much for me. Like
nice.
it won't get me to four, but like yeah, because I bought a Lopez last night, Kenny Tete, obviously the Bruno, and then yeah, a Carl Toko and Cambi. So I don't. Yeah, that doesn't really do much for me though, does it? 330 points. I'd need 400, wouldn't I, for 4%? So that could be maybe out of my. I don't know. There's a Melvin Bard. Yeah,
500.
there's a couple. 500. Yeah, that'll be flipping tough, won't it?
Nobody has. Oh, no, one person has that. One person could get it.
Yeah, that's gonna be brutal.
But yeah,
Did anyone have 5%? Sorry, or no?
no one.
Wow, that's fun.
Yeah, the only one. Imagine you had it.
That's actually crazy. Nobody got 5%. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's a funny wee detail. Atletico Madrid away to Espanyol. It's kind of fancy to be a decent game this game week. We've got Bruges away to Zouk. Could be halfway, no bad either. Athletic Club at home at Sevilla could be pretty good for them. Nice defensive play, and the Williams brothers are still in the building. Miami Galaxy gets into the picture there as well. It's fun to see. Chelsea Palace. Don't know how to think about that. Both teams really kind of strapped in ways, aren't they? And like Chelsea
Yeah.
defense is just all over the place, and Palace maybe losing Eze. I've kind of got not fully a formed team at the moment.
Hmm.
Rotterdam Derby, Harry Boy as well. You said you're not expecting much this game week, but if they're going to upset the odds against one of the bigger teams, it's at home in a derby, isn't it?
I'd hope so, mate. But I lost. I said Van Gassel got injured game week one. He went off injured 40th minute, and my third keeper came on. I've mentioned it, and now he's back to third keeper, well, second keeper, and now the second keeper is the first keeper. It's a fucking absolute shit show, mate. To be honest, so um, yeah, it's just insane. So funny.
We'll get into the lineup predictions, guys. But just before we do that, if you've not done so already, we're live on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. Like the show if you can, please. It goes a long way to supporting the channel, both mine and Harry Trades. Of course, if you're not subscribed to Harry Trades on any platform, you're going to find them there as well. But yeah, smash the like button. It just means all these platforms know we're having a good time. Get involved in the live chat. Tell us what your thoughts, feelings, expectations, any breaking news that's coming out on the timeline. Get it in there as well. Get set up for a game week. There is an extended deadline for some stuff later on tonight. We won't be streaming for the full 6 hours, as somebody maybe said in the chat, but we'll do our best to get through it. But we're going to start off with the Premier League, Harry, our Premier League kind of preview on the lineups and kind of, I guess, predictions of the matches like we tend to do on this show to kick off the weekend, because it's the main event of the weekend, isn't it? It's the big show that's back in town. I think I want to start with the Friday night action just because that's what we normally do. And yeah, we'll just kind of run around the houses from there. To kick off the Premier League, we've got Liverpool, the reigning champions, hosting Bournemouth tonight at Anfield. And it's probably going to be an emotional Anfield with everything that's kind of went on around Diego Jota and whatever over the off-season. And I think a lot of excitement coming into this for Liverpool fans to that, that to one side, God rest his soul and thoughts and prayers with the family. But Wirtz, Ekitike and Frimpong are mad additions. Even Kirkez is a wee bit slept on, maybe. Mad additions to the reigning champions who signed nobody last year.
Yeah.
Huge upgrade. And Wirtz for me is going to be right in the mix for player of the year. I think he is all of that in a bag of chips, as they say. He is the real deal. He's going to have a strong team and he is going to be put around guys that he's going to thrive with, I think, So Bournemouth at home, Liverpool smash, don't they?
I think so, mate. Yeah, obviously I got to watch Bournemouth against West Ham at the summer series 2 or 3 weeks ago, and that was like, honestly I thought they were good. Like they actually, they play good football as we kind of know. And Iriola, isn't it, the manager? However you
Yeah.
pronounce it. Like they played really good stuff, but they just couldn't score. Like it was insane. Like genuinely, like just had so many chances, couldn't put the ball in the back of the net and get punished 2-0. Like it was just a classic West Ham, sort of situation where they just sort of snatch and grab there. And yeah, like they have got good players. Like they really do. I thought honestly, Alex Scott was exceptional. I really think he could sort of break out a little bit a lot as long as he stays fit. Semenyo didn't really even play too much in that game, so he comes back in as obviously a guaranteed starter. Um, they've got Truffet in there, obviously, instead of Kirkes. Like it's a very similar sort of replacement in that sense. They've obviously lost Dean Huijsen, so yeah, massive void to fill at the back. James Hill's a right back or a
And
left back,
Zabania.
and Zabania, yeah, Zabania actually played in that game. So like, he basically left a couple of days after. So yeah, it wasn't a full Bournemouth team, and then this isn't either, obviously compared to last season. But yeah, it's hard to see anything other than a Liverpool sort of win. But Friday night jeopardy, you just don't know. It could be like you said, a lot of sort of emotion and stuff around, Liverpool right now. And I'm not saying they won't win. I don't know. I just don't think it'll be like a walk in the park type of 3-4 nil. Like I don't think it'll be too easy. That'd be great. Vert and Frimmers. But like this is a new Liverpool side, and like no Trent. Like the whole dynamic of like how they play is a bit different now. They've got a right back that can actually run and non-stop running till however long you want him to play for. Like it is a different, and the left back. Not to say Robbo couldn't. Robbo was an absolute workhorse in his prime and stuff, and great legs. But yeah, Kirkhead's coming in, fresh body. It's a dynamic team, man. Like Sobas like them run. Gakpo's an athletic sort of winger, as we know. Salah, Ekitike is just an absolute freak, like athletically. Like it's a very, very like fast-paced, transitional, yeah, like it's just super athletic. Not that they weren't last year, but and never, we haven't even mentioned how technical they are, like your verts and stuff. Like it's scary. Like you said, they didn't buy anyone. They won the Prem. Like if they for me, like how don't they win it again type of thing is kind of what I'm thinking about. Like you said, maybe City have a Champions League little run. I just genuinely can't really see past them. Like if Ekitike sort of hits the ground running, man, like what's stopping them genuinely?
Yeah. I think when you really really go under the bonnet, they're trying to still get Mark Guy from Crystal Palace. The defence is a bit thin. If Kanate or Van Dijk are out, they're probably in a bit of bother. But yeah, I think Kierkegaard and Frimpong are going to be flying down those wings, and then that front four are just going to have support and chances created for them. I think this is high scoring. I think it's a real curtain raiser. I think the kind of sentiment in the crowd and all that stuff will play a big part in it. And yeah, I think Liverpool put on a headline act, a 5-0, a 4-0, something like that. Personally, maybe Bournemouth could get a wee goal or something like that. It's not out the realm of possibility. But maybe the headline match of the game week is of the match day. I beg your pardon. This was like the football rivalry when I was growing up. When people used to say like, "Oh, the big thing's Man United, Liverpool." When I was growing up, it was Man United, Arsenal, and that was like fire and blood and thunder and everything came alongside it. Arsenal going for the title this year. For me, if Liverpool don't win, it's because Arsenal have won it. And Man United, have they finally got themselves into a space where they will be coherent? They're not going to be a laughing stock. They're not going to be a circus. They're not going to be, the butt of all the jokes. I really like, Sesko's maybe not going to make it from the start in this one, but in any scale, Harry, if you were to say, buy me a front three and you don't spend more than 70 million on any striker, Cunha and Buemo and Sesko is really hard to beat. Really hard to beat, in terms of profile, caliber, experience as well. It's not as if these are all younger kids, maybe like the City have, like Doku's and Savios and whatever, complement each other really well and really fit the manager's system that we've seen at Sporting Lisbon. I think Man United are threatening this year. The defence is what worries me still for them, I guess, especially coming into this game. But Man United, I don't think they'll be as much of a joke this year.
No, I mean, the biggest thing that United have done as far as like their buys, they've bought players that played in the Premier League. Yeah. For
Yeah.
so many years, they've gambled on Serie A forwards for 50 million when 19 and never really scored in Serie A. Like they've just done things to where like, yeah, if the gamble pays off, they're £100 million strikers, but the gamble hasn't paid off for so many years. And they've finally gone, you know what? Let's just buy some fucking trusted Premier League players. Like it's not rocket science. Buy what you know has worked in a lesser team, bring them all together, and hopefully, you can. There's no guarantees, but that experience of playing in that league already is like, it literally is invaluable. Like, it genuinely is. Like, there's no real excuse for me now for them to, they can kick on. I know, like,
Yeah.
defense and whatever, goalkeeper, there's a bit of jeopardy, but from an attacking perspective, there's no reason why they can't score goals. It's just about keeping goals out. But Amrim at Sporting used to score 5 and concede 2. Like, that happens, right? That's just the system. It's gonna happen. It's the yin and yang of it. So as long as they can outscore opponents, I don't think anyone will care. To be honest, it might not be great for clean sheets for Sorare, but just don't stack Man United defenses and you might be okay.
Yeah, Bruno in double attack feels like a good move, doesn't it? And like I said, if Liverpool don't win the league, it's because Arsenal are going to do it. And if you look at Arsenal's squad, even the starting 11 here, Gyökeres, such a massive addition. Madueke doesn't look to make the starting 11 here, but I really do think they've missed a guy like Madueke on the wings. A guy that's, I know they've got Saka, right, but outside of him, Martinelli's and Trossards and all these kind of guys, they're not really that top level. Madueke really does have a big ceiling for me. You look at Zubimendi coming into the engine room in midfield now as well. The defense has been quite solid for long enough. I think most people would agree. But when you've got Gyökeres up the arrowhead there, and then all those other pieces falling in and around it, you said there was no excuses for Man United to not get better. There is no excuses really for Arsenal not to win the league at this point.
Not really, no. It could just be a 2. I don't want to completely wipe City out of it. I know Rodri's injured for a bit, but yeah, these two are the sort of the teams that have got no injuries to big players and have bought obviously in really key areas. It's just can they gel? But unfortunately there is like a sort of like a voodoo around Arsenal, isn't it? As we know, they just can't really seem to get over the line. Does Big Vic change that? Does Zubimendi come in and change that? There's a big mentality thing around Arsenal that they've banged on about for years, but unfortunately it's all sort of fart no poo for me, really. Like, there just hasn't been any conviction. As my baby trades is having a little go right now, I think. So that's a little Scooby. But yeah, like I think Liverpool's team is better, like as an 11. But I still think this Arsenal team for XO5 is beautiful. It really is, and I agree with you. I think Madueke will definitely take over Martinelli. Although Madueke's better on the right, he's not going to displace Saka, so he's going to have to play on the left basically, which I think he's more than capable of. Yeah, I've never liked Martinelli, unfortunately, so you're never going to win me over on that. But having a Havertz off the bench and stuff is massive. He looks a bit stronger, he looks a bit more athletic, as far as powerfulness goes. Before he was kind of twinkle toesy, should we call it? Just because his height and stature and stuff, he's a bit of a string bean, isn't he? But yeah, he looks like he's put on a bit and he looks stronger and stuff. I think they've got a hell of a chance.
I'm going to take the Arsenal Man United as a draw. I think this will be a 2 each kind of game. I think it'll be a kind of see them cancelling each other out in a weird way. And I think from there, Harry, we're just going to go to the top and fly ourselves down. A team that's been a lot of fun to follow in this transfer window. Newly promoted Sunderland, Reggie Labrie, the manager, came in. Enzo Lafie was there last year, as a lot of us know, as well as Isidore, is another player we've been familiar with in the past. And they have pushed the boat out. I was hearing before coming on today, they're signing Nordi Mukiele, I think it is.
Yeah, your boy, yep.
Ronaldo, Alderti,
they're playing Sorare, Quinny. Come on, just admit it. They're playing Sorare.
It's maybe a wee bit of that, right? But genuinely, if you were coming into the Premier League with how much have they spent? Verging on 200 million, and you're build a defence and midfield that will not let us down, that will keep us in the league, solid, stable, good footballers. This is a really good team. We've seen teams come into the Prem before and spend lots of money right off the bat, but this feels really coherent. They all feel like they fit the puzzle. They all feel like they fit the shape, and goals is still the question. How many goals can they score? I think is part of the thing. But defence and midfield, man, I think Sunderland, they can maybe get a scalp or two this year, but I don't think they're going to get mugged off at all. I don't think you'll see them getting hammered off anyone.
No, the big thing for me, again, it comes back to I remember that season where Leicester went down and they had Ollie Skip in midfield and stuff, and they just had no legs in midfield. It was him and whoever else was in centre mid. And I remember a Monday Night Football thing, and it was just they're just not athletic enough to deal with the pace of the Premier League. But I look at who they've brought in there. I know Xhaka can't really run anymore, but he doesn't need to. He's got
if you've got runners around you, you're kind of fine. Whereas like Skip didn't, and Skip's not Shaka. Like I just think from like like that standpoint, Talby can run a Dringo, obviously Premier League proven. Like it's a very athletic team with a spice of quality in there. I struggle to see how they go down either. To be honest, I just a really good goalkeeper who I'm very happy they're like trusting straight away. Like he's had one season of football, by the way. Like he's played 1 year of Dutch football, and he's playing Premier League football after. Like that just shows how good he kind of was, but no one sort of seen him at the time. And yeah, I'm really excited to see him in the Prem. Yeah, man, I don't think they'll go down. I really don't.
No, I think they'll do really well this year. And they're at home. So opening game of the season, back in the Prem at the Stadium of Light, and they're taking on West Ham. And West Ham, they've not really done it much in this window, really, have they? Aguerdis came back. He was on loan last year. They signed this guy, Diouf, from Red Star in Belgrade. We see JWP, the fantasy football favourite. Fulkrug is vowed to have a good season this year. He said he's going to do it. He's going to make it happen. And now that Paqueta's not under the threat of being banned, maybe he gets back into transfer shop window form again. But West Ham team's good, but not super scary. They've got the Leicester keeper in from last year. He was good on SO5.
Yeah, like I said, I watched them against Bournemouth. They were just efficient. Like, wasn't pretty, but my God, they can put the ball in the back of the net. Paqueta ran the show, and Bowen's Bowen. Like they've still got it. Like there's a Premier League team there. I just don't know where they're going to finish. Is it good enough to like kick on? Probably not.
Yeah, I'm kind of there as well. It's a wee bit in no man's land, isn't it?
Yeah.
Chelsea, the champions of the world, as we recognise them as, opening their Premier League campaign against the FA Cup winners from last year, Crystal Palace. And, like Chelsea, they've got 45 players on their books. They've got more. What is it with Chelsea defenders and injuries, by the way? Their defense, they've got 1,000 defenders because every year they injure free, and they have to buy 4 to replace them, and the cycle goes on. But Colwell's out. Let's see what happens. Reece James looks to start it. We get Caicedo and Enzo in here. Bino Gittins, big move in. Estevao still on the squad as well. A lot expected for him. I think João Pedro could be one of the signings of the season. I think he is a real missing piece for Chelsea compared to what we've seen from Nicholas Jackson last year. And I think Pedro and Palmer, P&P could be a deadly duo this year. At home at Palace is probably a game that favours a team like Chelsea. I think this could be a good Chelsea win with a lot of goals scored in at Palace. Not really done much business in the window so far, outside of 1 or 2 players, and rumours intensifying around the future of Eberechi Eze. How would when you've got players, Harry, that are in the transfer window, how do you feel about playing them? Because they are DNP bait, aren't they?
Big time, mate. Yeah, I had a couple just sort of like come through this morning where players are maybe moving to, like, I got a play in the French league, Ligue 2, and they're moving to Club Brugge, and it's like, okay, he's gone from 80% to 60%. Do I need to take the risk? Probably not. So yeah, if you can help it, I'd probably not. But like the ones who like Eze and stuff, like he's been there so long, this one, like they're not gonna not play if they're fit, even though, what I'm saying, like they'll wait. It's one of them where like they don't need him this weekend, so they can kind of wait. Is kind of my thing on that. So yeah, I'd be quite confident playing an Eze, for example. But there's certain players that I wouldn't take that risk on. But he would fall into the category of like, yeah, I'd take the risk. Tough game, like, but he's more than capable in any fixture.
I wouldn't be surprised if Palace get a wee upset in this one. If they do get Eze into the team, attack versus defence. If Guy, let's see what happens with him as well. Maybe that's a wee bit of an unknown, but I wouldn't put it past Palace. They've just won again at Wembley, Community Shield winners. And although the squad is thin, they're certainly on a bit of a high. We're welcoming back Leeds United into the Premier League this year. They've done some business in the off season, although not too much of it seems. I suppose new goalkeeper, new left back, new centre mid, and that's it really. Yeah, the rest of the business doesn't really affect the starting 11. It seems doesn't really look great, does it? That Leeds team.
Not really. It's just full of Welsh players. Really, it's the Welsh starting 11. I mean, James. It's okay. They've played in the Prem before, though. Like, Willie Gnonto and obviously Dan James, Struick has, Goodmanson's played at a really good level. Bogle, we know Eo Tanaka, Statches, had a good year in the Bundesliga. Ampadu, I can't remember if Ampadu was in the Prem last time for Leeds, but he's been playing. Yeah, he's been playing since he was like 12. Like, he's got more experience than many, a lot of the players his age type of thing, just in general. But I don't think it's terrible. Like, it just doesn't excite me, you know. It just Joel Perreault up front. I'm sorry, but like that ain't doing it in the Prem. He's got quality, but for me, he's like a very good Championship player. Hopefully, your boy Nemeka can
The
can
Mecca
outdo him.
season.
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
I think so. I was going to say, I think this is the first year we are ever going to have Ampadu cards, Harry. I think you'd be the man to know that.
I am the
So,
man to know that, and yeah, first year ever to have Ampadu cut, and it's insane, really, because he's genuinely been playing first team football for like 7 years now, I'd say.
yeah,
Like
14 or something, wasn't he? 18 for
actually,
Cambridge
yeah,
or Exeter or something.
Exeter, yeah, yeah. And then he was like 17, 16, maybe made his Welsh debut. Like he's been around for so long and just avoided cards. It's similar to Dennis Mann, who's obviously just signed for PSV. He has avoided cards like the plague on Sorare. Not that he's like moved anywhere like crazy or anything, but like the fact that he's like such a good player and we've never had cards of his. Yeah, and we've had like some random little Romanians that like should have been him but weren't him, and he's finally got. Yeah, he's finally going to get cards. It's fun.
And they take on Everton. I fancy Everton to be one of the surprise packages of the season. I don't think he's going to start this game, but Jack Grealish for me is a mega signing for a team like Everton. We know David Moyes. We know what they're going to be all about this year. Kieran Dewsbury Hall was a good signing. Tierno Barry, I think, is a good signing. They've got a new stadium to welcome themselves into this year. And David Moyes, Harry, strikes me as the sort of guy that he wants to be like the cool dad, the cool uncle. And he's going to sign Jack Grealish and tell him, you can do what you want, pal. And he's going to tell everyone, oh, when you've got a player like Jack Grealish, you just let them, you put them on the ball and da da da. You don't pep him. You don't turn him in what Pep did to him. David Moyes is going to want to do that and be that guy, I think. And I think if Grealish can get that kind of role and get playing again and get into a rhythm, he's a match winner. He's a game changer for a team like Everton.
That's massive, isn't it? What a signing that is! Like to have like a £300,000 a week player playing at Everton, no disrespect, is massive, right? I know he's been off it a little bit recently, and hasn't been the Grealish of sort of old, and City have kind of molded him into a player maybe that he kind of weren't at one point. But you've got to fit a system, unfortunately, at Pep or playing for Pep, sorry, and yeah, Everton are just they're just a well-oiled cog, aren't they? Like they're gonna just do what they kind of do. But the like Ndai, I think he's like probably the best dribbler for me in the Premier League, up like top three easily. Just hasn't really added the goals and assists yet, which I think will come. Dewsbury Hall is probably haven't. I know he played with Leicester and stuff, a bit of Chelsea, but Alcaraz, it's an exciting sort of three. Never mind adding Grealish into that, and Idrissa Gana Gueye and Ghana, I think, is a really nice little double pivot there. And Barry's like apparently going to suit him down to the T type of thing. Really athletic. Yeah, like I honestly like they excite me more than West Ham. Step. I don't know. I don't know if he has step. He is the dad that like wants to be really cool, and like he's just up against it though, isn't he? You know what I'm saying? Like he's just up against it. But I think he can be
Arteta's and
that.
Peps and
Yeah, it's just hard, isn't it? Like you're just born with certain characteristics where like you're just like, like you're not that cool, but you can work on things and you can get there. Like, it's not over for you. It's not over. You've just signed Jack Grealish. You can still, you've still got a bit to give. He's
just bought a new Porsche and a new set of golf clubs.
I think he's got it in him. Honestly, he's the most exciting Everton team I've seen in a long, long time.
I fancy them to do well this year. I've got them for top half myself. We've got Aston Villa. I actually forget who they're playing at. Is it Newcastle? I think that was the opening game of the season last year, wasn't it? It is Villa Newcastle. Yeah. Pretty sure this was the opening game of the season last year. Live chat will catch me on that, I'm sure. New signing Guisond doesn't come into the mix here. But otherwise, a very familiar Aston Villa team, but they changed the goalkeeper Bezo in for the suspended Martinez. But yeah, Aston Villa, it's been all quiet on the Western Front. It's only been a few players leaving. No reinforcements have really came. Jacob Ramsey left, I think, yesterday or today for Newcastle, which I think is a big move in the Premier League stakes. Wee Boobs back in next to Tielemans and Morgan Rogers. I think Villa will still do well this year, but they've only got worse after every transfer window, I think, recently. They're not really improving their team ever.
Not really, no. They just need to keep Rogers fit. Obviously McGinn, Watkins. It's a nice double pivot. Like the fact that like Onana doesn't start there is kind of mental, isn't it? Really, like that's a good bit of depth there for like a middle three situation. And then I don't know. Like I don't really rate Milan, to be honest, and they've lost Rashford obviously on loan and stuff, but yeah, they've lost a bit of stardust there, haven't they? I'd say, and they've not really brought much in. Gastand is decent, but like he's not going to really play over Ollie Watkins, I don't think, anyway. So Yeah, again, I struggle to see how that's much better, really, than what we've just seen with Everton. Like, it's a bit better
Yeah,
because, it's probably like at one level above, but I don't think it's like miles better.
agreed. Yeah, I'm with you there. And Villa take on Newcastle, who it looks to be no Alexander Isak. Although outside of that, Newcastle, oh, forget it to load here. I've done some pretty good business in this window. I really like the Alanga signing. I really like the Ramsey signing that we just mentioned there as well. Malik Tiao has come in from AC Milan. Ramsdale, the keeper, has come in. It looks like Pope's going to start this one. I do think Pope is better than Ramsdale, but they signed Ramsdale. There you go. I don't know why they did that. Team looks really strong. They were really good defensively last year. But with no Isak, that's a huge weapon out the arsenal, isn't it? I still I think Newcastle could beat Villa in a game like this, but Villa, you can't really write them off. But I think Newcastle's defence is the difference for me. But tough game.
Yeah, not an easy game to call. No striker, recognised. I know Gordon has played in that false nine though for the 21s at England. He was insane in that role. Like, remember in like the Euros and stuff, and maybe the under-17s World Cup. I can't remember that far back, but he's played there before, and I don't doubt that he can kind of do that. But it's obviously not Isak. It's not the same presence. Alanga, obviously new signing, but I've always rated Barnes if he can stay fit. Like he's electric at times, and provides a bit of magic, just a bit hot and cold. And it's the same three and sort of same back four. So there's not much that has changed there really, is there, other than the firepower. So where they're winning games 3-0, they might be winning 1-0 or 1-0s and 2-1. I just think things will just be a bit tighter as far as like how many goals they're scoring. But like, would they replace, like, say if Isak goes, are they replacing him? Is that where No, because Sesko's gone to United, haven't he?
Yeah, Sesko at United, Ekitike to Liverpool. It's only really like Samu, the Porto guy, that's really spoken about.
Fine, yeah.
Maybe somebody else, I can't remember, but there's not much left on the table.
Not really, no. Not right now, from what I can think of.
But Wissa's not really all of that, is he?
Oh, Wissa, yeah. No. He's a weird one, though. Yeah, Wissa's kind of like the same player as, like, not the same player, but he's in that Gordon sort of like Alanga type of false winger. He's not a 9. He's not really a winger. He's more, he's probably more of a 10 in a weird way. I can see that working, though, in a way, with Wissa up front.
Likewise. Nottingham Forest for the surprise package last year, got themselves into the Europa League, and they've spent quite big in the summer as well. A lot of shenanigans with Botafogo to try and get Crystal Palace banned out of the Europa League, some people might say. Dan and Doy in from Bologna, I think is a huge signing as well. I'm a big fan of him. And I'm sure there's somebody else, whoever it is, have not made it into the team, but I think they've done good business. Morgan Gibbs-White, big contract extension, which was definitely not done at gunpoint. He was definitely very happy to sign that contract. He was definitely not forced into doing it. And I'm sure he's going to be really happy to play for Forest for every day and every game he's got left on his contract. But they'll be buzzing. I think they'll be up for starting the season in style, with a bang. But I expect for the season like Forest, it could be like Newcastle a few years ago. Remember when they first got into the Champions League? And then that season, it was kind of like, they did all right in the Champions League. They never got out of the group, but the whole campaign was just, nothing really happened. They finished like 7th or something, I think, didn't they? Or maybe 6th, I can't remember. But I think Forest will do well. I think they'll do well in this game at home at Brentford. I think they'll smash them, to be honest. But the European adventure will be an interesting dynamic into this squad they didn't have last year.
Yeah, it'll stretch them thin, won't it, to be fair? And do they have much like depth, really?
No.
I don't really think they do they?
Not mad.
Not mad. Like, I know they just signed, who they signed left back? They've signed somebody at left back, and I can't think who it was. Someone will tell me in the chat. But somebody asked me about, like, will Nico's Williams be sort of lessened? And, yeah, it probably will be. But you've got, 2 games in a week type of thing coming up soon. So, they'll just share minutes in that sense. I can't remember who it was now. I really can't. If James McCarthy comes, that would be really nice.
James McAtee.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Like, he is, he's one of those sort of like Harvey Elliott types that, like, should just go and play somewhere and just explode that way. Like Cole Palmer did, basically.
Totally.
Go be your own person. Yeah, is it Leif Davis? I think it is. Cosmo's nailed it there. Leif Davis coming in obviously proves they don't have a left back, because like Nico's a right back. Ola Ain is like an everything back, and Leif Davis is a left back, or left wing back. So yeah, Hutchinson. Okay, yeah, that's a couple interesting ones. They do need more firepower though. Yeah, there's just nothing behind Ndoye, Gibbs, and obviously Callum Hudson-Odoi. So. Yeah, they need a bit. They need a couple signings. Calimundo as well, yeah, up front.
Yeah,
Rennes.
Callum Muendo, I've seen that kind of all over the timeline as well. He'll be good for them. I think should
Yeah, he'd
push
be
Chris
nice.
Wood in a good way.
Yeah.
I don't think Brentford are going to do too well this year. I think they've, no Wissa, no Embuemo. They've sold Norgard as well. Ben Mee has also left. And now they've got this manager in who is divisive. The divides opinion anyway. They have signed Jordan Henderson. They have signed Tony Gibu Malambo, who we're big fans of. But I don't know if they've got enough, really, Brentford, especially against Forest. I think Forest win this game. Don't know if it'll be comfortable, maybe like a 1-0 or 2-1 or something like that. But I think Forest beat them. And last year I didn't think Brentford were really up to much. And they kind of got on with it and did all right, didn't they? But this year they've only got weaker. There's just no two ways about it. They've lost goals.
100%. Yeah, it'd be tough to climb the Embuemo and Wisa sort of mountain. Kelleher's questionable still. I think he was on grass yesterday. Yeah, there is back in training yesterday. Needs to be assessed. I don't know. They don't normally risk things like that. I wouldn't say, for goalies especially, because like if it goes wrong, it's bad, right? And you've just spent good money on him. So I'd be shocked if he does play, but I don't know. Weirder things have happened.
Spurs were one of the best games of the game week. They're at home at Burnley, out to prove a point after the Super Cup, you would think. Once we get this to load up, it's going to be a bit slower for us today. Similar team, I think, to what it was more of a 5 at the back that started against PSG. But similar kind of shape and idea, I think, for the most part. Your boy Brennan's back in, Palhinha in the engine room. Back 4 is really good. Goalkeeper's fine. Where's a good SO5 scorer in this game? If Tottenham do smash Burnley 3-0, like who's actually putting up big points, do you think?
I look at the defense like as the focal point of that. So Vicario, Romero, Porro is like a 3. I'd go probably Kudus as the forward. I don't know if there's going to be a midfielder that pops off there. Unless you want to go like Kudus classic card, and then if you wanted a 5-man stack, and then either Brennan or I wouldn't touch Richarlison with a 10-foot pole, but Otara from oh wow, okay, that's mad. 40 mil.
Did see that, forgot about it. Thanks very much,
That's
Liam.
a bit mental, that, isn't he? He's hardly played.
It's Premier League money, isn't it?
I know, it's nuts. It's fucking
just
mental.
Monopoly money between them anyway, especially. It's just
it's like
MLS
the MLS
money.
It is, but like times 10. Like 300 gam is like 10 million in Premier League money type of thing.
Totally. Yeah, we had the same thought there. I love that. That was
100%. That's hilarious. But I'd probably go Brennan, Kudus mid, and then the double defensive stack. Like if I, gun to my head.
Yeah, they take on Burnley, who have also made some interesting signings. I'm not sure they're quite of the caliber to make sure they're definitely going to be safe. Similar to Sunderland, the Sunderland signings are like clearly of a caliber. And Burnley, like Hartman could be quality. Oguchukwu, Edwards, I think might have been there last year. Borges came in. There was somebody else. It's not Kyle Walker, of course. I can't remember who it was. I think it was some of the other guys that are in reserve, like Chuana and whatever. They've went for some guys with pedigree and profile. But as I look at the team, I don't know what to think. I don't think they beat Tottenham for a start. But do they survive this year? It's a really tough one to forecast. It's hard to say. All but goals, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really hard to say, isn't it? To be honest, I really don't know how to class that one.
Brighton Fulham is a bit of an open one. So let's have a wee look at Brighton Fulham. Just seen the time, by the way. I've spent a fair amount of time previewing the game week and then getting stuck into the Prem. But between this and La Liga, it's kind of where all the juice is at today. Brighton are at home at Fulham. It looks like O'Reilly's still going to play, despite the links to Juventus. The back 4, look at that. De Kuyper, Dunk, Van Hecke and Weaver.
Jeez.
It's fun as hell, isn't it?
Yeah, that is fun.
No Buscaglia.
No Buscaglia. No, it's just very like twinkle toesy as a lineup. I just don't know what to expect. Like they could go out but João Pedro's a massive loss, like huge.
Yeah.
Router's decent, but again, hot and cold. I thought O'Reilly was leaving. What's going on with that?
Yeah. Feels like it's about to happen. I think Juve actually need to sell somebody before it can happen. So maybe one of those ones where Juve are like super interested, but like always are just wasting people's time where actually having the money ready. And they take on Fulham, who again, Harry, I was looking at the transfer business. Fulham have done nothing in this window. Their squad is really nothing about it. Iwobi's cool. Harry Wilson, we know, has got a bit of a wand. Jimenez can hit the back of the net. Muniz got some form last year, but this team's like really has not got stronger. Hard to say it's got weaker, so not really sold anyone either for the most part, but it's definitely not stronger compared to everyone else. So I think that'll be a tough one for them away to Brighton, opening game of the season.
Yeah, really tough. But then you know what Brighton are like; they just concede against bloody anyone, don't they? And everyone. So I'm far too used to that. So yeah, I'm tapering expectations on a Bart clean sheet anyway.
Very true. And then the last game we've got in the Prem is Wolves hosting Man City. And the Wolves team, we've got David Muller-Wolf in the building. Kiana Hoover is coming in at right wing back. The midfield three is a lot of fun. Andre, João Gomez, and Munetsi here. John Arias, the big money summer signing, and Jorgen Strand Larsen in attack. This is a decent Wolves team. I think Wolves have always got a decent team, but it's always quite thin, and the defence is always like, why have you not signed any defenders, Wolves? Like, that's always what you think when you see all the money they spend and all the players they get. Where the hell is your goalkeeper and defenders? Why have you not done anything with that? Totti, Doherty are still there. Jose Sa and Sam Johnson still fighting for the gloves. It's like, come on, Wolves. What are you doing to us?
They just love Brazilian centre mids, don't they? Basically.
They do.
Mind you, that John Arias, just on a little one, like I watched him play in the Copa America for Colombia live at that Charlotte Stadium in the summer last year. PSU fans were there actually, and mate, he's a good player. Like I can't really tell you what position he is. Like he plays like an 8-10, could play wing. He can do a bit of everything, mate. But mate, he could be really good for SL5. Like he's just a bit of a bulldog, tackles well, and has got quality as well. Like can actually score and assist. Like he's got a bit of everything to his game. Just hope it all comes together. Not easy to do at Wolves, but we'll see. But he's sharp, really sharp.
Yeah, I fancied him pre-season as well. I put him in my wee road to glory. Arias, I would expect him to have a bunch of set pieces and stuff like that. He could just be a wee decent wee guy to have lying around.
No Cunha, so yeah, I guess maybe sets are kind of up for grabs from what I can think of right now. But he doesn't really strike. He could take him, don't get me wrong, but like I can't remember what he did for Colombia. Well, James was there, right? So I couldn't. Yeah, I've not seen enough, of that side of his game if he can do it. But if he can, wow, that could be an insane player.
And this is the team they take on with City. No Ballon d'Or Rodri, but we should have Nico and Reinders in the engine room. It looks like Cherki, Bernie, and Doku is what's forecasted to support Erling Haaland. I just don't see how Marmoush doesn't start in this team. I don't know how they make that happen. So yeah, let's see what Man City, Pep Roulette, forecast it at your will. But Cherki with the number 10 shirt, first game of the season, didn't win anything last year. Poor Wolves. I think Man City could smash them by a number of goals this game week. And that takes us through the Premier League, Harry boy. Yeah, I think we just dive straight into La Liga. Now, if you've not done so already, we're live on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Please do smash the like button if you're enjoying the show. It just helps us get a few more viewers into the channel. We maybe find a few more Sorare scouts and managers to come and join us so that we get the latest news into the timeline, including Dominic Calvert-Lewin to Leeds, a wee bit of striker reinforcement for them. So yeah, please do, if you've not done so already, smash the like button. If you don't know this, Sorare own and control the internet. They know you're here. They know you're watching the show. They love the content from me, Quinny 3001. They love the content from Harry Trades. And if they see you're here and you're not supporting the show, Sorare don't like that. You will hit miss on the wheel. You will craft poor cards. You will captain the wrong player. You will lose your clean sheet. You will get DNPs. Sorare will make sure none of that stuff will happen to you, but if you smash the like button. So do yourself a favor, help the channel. Sort your luck out for the weekend. Smash the like button if you've not done so already. We've got about 200 of you on YouTube at the moment. There's a bunch of you on Twitch and on Twitter as well. We really should be sailing past the 100 like mark on YouTube. And I'm not too sure where we are on all the other platforms. But take your phone out of your pocket, change the tab on your screen, whatever it is you need to do. Smash the like button, support the show, and hit subscribe here and at Harry Trades if you've not done so already as well. And we'll just fire straight into La Liga. We'll just take it from the top and run it through. A wee bit of a Quinny derby at the top here, Harry. Valencia taking on Sociedad, two teams that love to let you down. And I've got fun players without ever having a fun team. It's kind of the way I'd sum both of them up. Jose Gaya is your boy this year, Harry. How are you feeling about the first match?
Excited, mate. Yeah, I hope he can stay fit for my sake and maybe his sake. Like, yeah, I think it's a nice enough fixture. Like, can he do me a little clean sheet, 30 AA maybe? Maybe pushing to 40. Like if I was really being picky. Yeah, I mean, I take 30 AA all day right now. if someone offered me that, like a little 65 for opening day, yeah, at home, I fancy it. New keeper, defense looks okay. I think Valencia will be pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah, the manager got a good bounce last year when he came in, Corberan or whatever it was called. I think he came in from West Brom or Birmingham or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, he said in our transfer window, he's molded the squad. Lost two key defenders, it must be said. And they take on Real Sociedad, who let their last manager go, who was, he was such a headache last year. But they've replaced him with like the academy coach or the B team
Okay, yeah.
manager or something like that. And he is like a youth team coach. And they've not signed anyone. They've lost Zubimendi, of course, in this window. And Aguerd was only on loan last year. So it's basically the same team minus a few players that were on loan. They have signed Guedes, actually. I quickly remember. Taki Kubo's still in the... Ori Oscarson looks to be nailed to play this one. He was kind of promised to do something last year and it didn't quite happen. Same with Luka Sucic. Sergio Gomez coming in at left back. Might be a revelation. That never really happened last year. But yeah, Sociedad, love to break your heart, love to let you down, but the team looks like it should have some weapons in it. But I don't know how to call this one. At the Mestalla, I fancy Valencia to do well, but yeah, good luck picking a result in this one. I think it'll be tough to call. Very tight.
Yeah, little nil-niller, one-all maybe.
Yeah. Not a lot of goals in La Liga for the most part, which favours those defender plays, doesn't it? Like Athletic Club, some big defenders here. Vivian, Yuri, Paredes can score quite well as well. Juri Geezer. I don't know if you've seen this guy scoring well last year, Harry, but he had some nice kind of candlestick moments, really peaked off. Under 23 midfielder as well.
Ooh, okay.
Both the Williamses are there. Berenguer, they look pretty decent. And they're taking on Seville, who have been pretty minging for a while. They've not got any better. They are cash strapped at the moment. So Juan Luis Sanchez, one of their high value assets, might be on his way out the door. He's not even predicted here. I don't know if that's because of injury or whatever. But look at this, man. Is this not just like the worst Seville team you've ever clapped eyes on? Like there is like nothing there. Not even an Eric Lamela, you know.
I know. I mean, Luca Bacchio was probably the only thing SO5 wise that you could maybe point to even last season. Like Gabriel Suazo, by the way, like he was good in Toulouse. I've got his rare card. He's got a bit about him, like can take set pieces and stuff. Keep an eye on him. Sorry, yeah, he was definitely a set piece taker a little bit at Toulouse. And they've signed what's his name, the keeper, right? The Greek lad.
Odysseus,
yeah. So, but they reckon Nyland's fully nailed. So, interesting. Nianzu's obviously out because he just loves being injured, and that I just don't know what to say about him.
and I seen your boy Baddy was on his way to Leverkusen.
That's a fun one. He could be really good there. I mean, he'll be really good anywhere. Like he's just a monster, isn't he? Like he's just gonna win duels. He's gonna pass balls into final thirds, and he's just gonna be a defender. Like he is just very solid.
Yeah, Bilbao 1-0. That feels like to me.
Yeah.
Villarreal take on Oviedo tonight, Harry boy. Let's see the damage. The Villarreal team is shaping up pretty well in pre-season. I know they've been a favourite of the budget players out there at limited and rare. Pepe and Moreno up front. Tejon and Pino on the wings. And then Papagayi and Danny P in the engine room. Sergio Cardona, Rafa Marin, Santiago Marinho, and Juan Foyth in defence with Luis Junior. Looks like a really strong team, a team that could score a couple of goals. Oviedo have just been promoted, led by Santi Cazorla, as a lot of you guys will be familiar with already. Harry Trades is running out with the Oviedo goalkeeper, so he's crossing his fingers that he can at least make a bunch of saves if he is going to concede a goal or two, and it doesn't get out of hand. Look at Illich in the number 10 spot as a super rare I used to have in yesteryear. He and Cazorla are occupying for that 10 spot. Otherwise, Elias Shara is a player we know. I'm not too Danny Calvo, too familiar with many of these other ones, so you know, I think Villarreal probably get out of this with a clean sheet. And I don't know how many goals Harry thinks that they'll score, but it'll be more than one, I think.
What 1.5, hopefully.
0.5. Girona take on Vallecano, and Girona, again, a team that have been very, very busy in the transfer market. Danjuma was on loan last year. He's now went on loan to Valencia this year. It looks like Miovski's going to come in. Stuani's picked up an injury, I think, if the reports are to be believed. Yasser Esprilla started a lot in pre-season, as has John Solis. And the rest of this team is quite forecastable for the most part. Saganikov, Joe Rocca looks to be breaking into the team here. He's got a nice rookie card from a few years ago. And Thomas Lamar, who I think is a good signing for them. And if Lamar can get playing again, could be a real level up player for Girona. Yeah, Jack, that's why I had him. I used to buy City youth players before City were on the platform and before there was more teams on it. So I bought both the Illiches, Luka and Ivan, and or Ivan. And yeah, Luka Illich has had a. If you check out where he's been all over the place. And anyway, do you want to take on Vallecano? Vallecano are always this team that you don't write them off because they can just get a surprise result here and there. Sergio Camelo is a very important striker for them. De Frutos is a big player. Isi Payazon, of course, is the main man. And I think they still have Ratiu, but yeah, he's not in the picture here to start. Luis Felipe has come back from Saudi Arabia, and he's the sort of defender that Vallecano can get scoring. Like, he could get like 3 last man tackles and a goal line clearance or something. He's that type of defender. Rai will play that type of football. Wouldn't really be touching any of the midfielders outside the Payazon, but the goalkeeper and defenders can be fun in that sense. Celta Vigo Getafe, another bit of a Quinny derby, you might say. Guys, we're only at 55 likes on YouTube. Come on, we've got to smash through 100. There's consistently over 200 of you here tuning in with us on YouTube exclusively. Let's smash the like button. Let's make sure we've all got that luck in our favour coming into the game week. New signing Jukla is up front, supported by Swedberg and Aspas. Otherwise, a very familiar team to what we've seen last season, with the introduction of Radu as the keeper. They're at home. They're in Europe this year as well. And I think, Celtic will probably fancy themselves against Getafe, who, again, have sold a few players, not really made their team any better. And you know what Getafe are like. They just love to defend. But Moyarao should play. Aaron Barry, I beg your pardon, should play. John Churches in at right back. We love to see that. And of course, David Soria in goals. There's a nice wee team here. Maybe a bit more attacking than what we've seen from Getafe in recent years. I think they've sold too many defenders, is maybe their problem. Mallorca are going to host Barca. This is normally a very good fixture for Barca. Although Mallorca are formidable at home, will make the game tight. And once we get it to load, we'll see who they've got here. They have loaned Pablo Torre from Barca, and I'm pretty sure they signed a nice striker. They've got Bergstrom, the Chelsea goalkeeper, on the bench, probably. Yeah, Pablo Torre will play. Matteo Joseph from Leeds, that's who they signed on loan. Takuma Asano is still there. Dardar. Like, Mallorca aren't that bad an outfit, especially when you know, Harry, a team like this is good at home. Matteo Joseph, we're talking about his loan. Sergi Dardar, I know you're a fan of him. Pablo Torres made the loan from Barca there as well. And when you see Asano, like, if you were to go budget stack on Mallorca, I could see why.
100%, yeah.
But in general.
Yeah, in general, for sure. Great keeper. That Rio's a really good defender, isn't he? And then they've got a bit of attacking prowess as well with Dada, and obviously Torre coming in. First game against his ex-club. That'll be fun. See if he can get a little ex-club decisive. Wouldn't put it past him.
I wouldn't put it past him, but I did see him at Girona, Pablo Torre, and I thought he looked good, but he didn't look as good as like somebody like Raquelme or whatever. Like he didn't look quite. It was also last season we're talking about, so maybe he's got better, but didn't really seem like he was quite there yet. But anyway, this is the Barca team. Sorry, on you go.
I was just gonna say, like, athletically, like, I don't think he's like. I know you don't have to be like necessarily quick to play in La Liga, but I just don't think he's like powerful enough. If that makes sense, like explosive wise.
Yeah.
I think that maybe lets him down, but yeah, no, I do rate him. He is good.
Ferran Torres is going to start over Rashford for the moment. I've got to say, Harry, I've made fun of Rashford as much as anyone else, if not more than a lot of people. But from seeing some of the cuts of him in pre-season, some of the plays he's been involved in, he might actually be a really good player for Barca. Like, I thought he might be a wee bit of a. Trying to think of a good example over the years, because there's been a few like Depay's and Aubameyangs and Branthwaite's. There's been a bunch of guys that have just kind of floated in and out, and scored a few goals, but not really ever made it. I thought he was going to fall into that category, but I think De Jong, Luke De Jong. I think Rashford might have it. I think he might have it together. And
I watched.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to say, did you watch? It's a really good watch. Lineker and
I've seen most of it. I didn't finish it.
Yeah, I think I missed the last 5 or so as well, but yeah, like he just seems so sort of like grateful for another chance type of thing. Like he just seems like he really needed a fresh start, and obviously what he said about United and look, if a team's not like gelling and stuff, it doesn't matter how good you are as an individual. It's just very hard to stand out. I know Bruno has probably done that in like the dark times of United. Like again, different type of player to a Rashford, obviously, but has had a massive impact. So I'm not like excusing Rashford's like rubbishness maybe at United, but like there's clearly you have to be around good players to be a good player, you know. And this Barca team, like the way he's talking about how good the team is, and we know how good it is, but adding a Rashford into that, man, like it could be scary, genuinely. Like if he ends up, you know, he will play games of football. I just don't know how much of like an SO5, you know, dependable guy he's gonna be as far as like okay, he's starting type of thing. He'll definitely come off the bench and get DAs. Don't get it twisted, but yeah, man, like I think he's gonna rip it up. And I know we've like, you know, that's kind of like a bit of a cop out from what we've said previously, but like different situation, like players can change situations, and he can't be a terrible footballer on 300 grand a week. There's just no way in the world. I'm sorry, but like you don't get to this level unless you're a very, very, very good footballer. And he lost his way. Fine, happens. Did we expect it? No. At 20, 21, you think he's going to go on to be like the best, you know, like a Harry Kane type of thing, striker-wise for England. Hasn't happened. He's been given a second or third chance, if you want to call it, with the Villa stuff. I think he's going to smash it. I do.
Yeah, I think it looks like it's going to go well for Barca. More importantly, and well, you know, let's see how it goes. But Ferran's going to start this one. Lamal and Rafi, I think, will pick up where they left off. Jesus, man, I've been going through camera batteries like nothing over the last couple of days. By the way, you've got no idea. I think I've got it going. The next game I've got is Real Madrid Osasuna. Give me a tick and I'll swap this around.
No worries. What have we got, Real? Yeah, this is Tuesday, isn't it? The deadline's a bit funky this week.
Yeah.
Because we've got the double game week for Club Bruges. Yeah. 4 at the back. Caceres, Hauser, Militao, Trent. Gula, Tchouameni, Valverde. I love that midfield.
Very Xabi Alonso, isn't it?
Yeah, Vinny, Mbappe. And then Brahim, I'm telling you, like Brahim will be like a little, is like not golden child. I think Gula's that, but I'm telling you, people sleep on Brahim, like especially as an SO5 player as well. Like I don't think he's like a good in real. I don't think he's amazing in real life, but he is just good on SO5. Like as far as like impact goes, he just always he just always gets goals and assists and pops up. Like yeah, he's you can't really avoid him without being a starter.
Carrera, you know, the fullbacks are going to be flying on.
Yeah,
this could be wild from Real Madrid.
No, it could be really nice, really, really cool.
And then at home to Osasuna. Osasuna are a really strong defensive team. Like they're definitely a team that if you don't follow La Liga, you'd probably discount, but consistently top half in the table over the last couple of years. And I don't know the record off the top of my head, but I've certainly been to 1, if not 2, cup finals over the last couple of seasons as well.
Yeah.
So I don't really have star power, don't really have match winners, but I've got a really strong team ethic and have been effective. They're away to Real Madrid, they're probably going to lose, but it might not be a 5-0, it could be like a 2-1, a 3-0, you know, something like that. We'll see those when it comes on screen, but yeah, they had Zaragoza last year on loan. He's not there anymore, and they had somebody else kind of pass through their halls recently, and they don't have this year. I forget who it is, but once we get the team, we'll see who they do have for the weekend.
Yeah,
there we go.
We're lagging a bit away.
Yeah, Sergio Herrera, great keeper, and I don't know about this Juan Cruz guy, but Catena and Boyamo, great defender shouts. Aymar is a very well decorated youth international. And Budimir was the budget striker last year. So much so that Real Madrid might have even bought him in the summer. They kept Ancelotti because Ancelotti likes that style of backup striker, you know. So, yeah, without glamour or whatever, but they've got a bit of a battering ram in Budimir.
100%. Yeah, Budimir, he went on a tear, didn't he?
He was a decisive machine for a while. It was like Yilmaz or Van de Veen or Van Veen or whatever his name was. Just you get some of these fox in the box strikers that just go form, just hit, you know.
Yeah.
And guys like that, when you know they're always going to score, they're worth playing. But when those guys are like flaky and it's like over their L5, they get 1 goal, it's kind of hard to really get behind them. But when you know, when they hit 4 or 5 in a row or something, it's a different kettle. Just waiting for Elche to come on screen here. Elche, Harry, is a team that's quite close to my heart. It was one of the games I went Sorare on tour with. We went to Spain. I've not been to many games abroad. I've only been to 2. In fact, this was one of them. Lovely wee place, lovely wee stadium, proper little soup bowl of a place with no roof on it or anything. And they all wear green and white. They all sang like mad as well. Like it was a great place to go and watch football. I highly recommend it. they've loaned in Alvaro Rodriguez from Real Madrid. Now, I don't know if you know this guy, Harry. He kind of came out, he got appearances for Real Madrid 2 years ago. I think he might be like their record holder for youngest scorer or quickest blah, blah, blah. He scored like 2 goals over 3 games, did something like that. Went on loan last year to Getafe, scored against Real Madrid, if memory serves me right, although didn't do too much last year. He's getting another loan out. I think Real Madrid rate him quite highly. He's a Uruguayan striker, but it looks like he's going to be leading the line for Elche. And there's some familiar names in here, Harry boy. I know you're a big fan of Affengruber. Bigas has made it to the big time, and the Turo. And the Turbe, the backup keeper, Harry, is the Spain under-23s keeper that we did not have in the summer. So he's finally got cards. Watch out for that.
Yeah.
And Redondo, is that where the Miami Redondos went to, or is that a different guy?
Just signed him. No, it's him.
Miami Redondo.
Yeah. And they've got Leo Petra, or whatever his name is, for Saint Etienne.
Oh, yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah.
He can score pretty well, or did do anyway.
So fun little team. We like Elche, and at home they've got a good support. Don't write them off. But Betis Betis were the Gator Guy fun stack from last year, weren't they? And it feels like they really could be again this year. Isco's out injured, but they still have Lo Celso. I know you've got a Fornals. I'm really high on Rodrigo Riquelme's potential impact in the team this year. And they've made some other moves, which when the team comes up, I'll probably remember. The goalkeeper is a bit questionable coming in for this game week, though. Valles, who couldn't play last year. Paul Lopez, can you believe he's found another club in Europe? Is in the building.
He has the best agent, by the way, in the world. He had a little holiday in Mexico, in fucking Cancun, and now he's living it up in Betis.
His last game for Girona was in the Champions League, and then he went and went to Mexico for 4 months or whatever.
And started the very first game, wasn't it? It was like the next week he was just in. It was an amazing transition. Yeah.
Sergio Altamira is a defensive, like a boss defensive midfielder guy. He'll be replacing Cardoso, who went to Atletico Madrid, but he's been bubbling under the surface for a while. Again, a year ago, maybe 18 months, he scored one of these like toe bashes of death, Harry. It was like a thunderbolt from 40 yards out. So I don't think he's going to score many goals, but he's a guy that can hit them as well as hit players, so maybe just want to watch out for on the side there. And Cucho Hernandez, Bakambu, Chimi Avila. We've still got some weapons there in Lo Celso, we know how well he can score. I fancy Rodrigo Riquelme, but to finally kind of come out of his shell after being in Atletico Madrid purgatory, for last year.
I'm gonna try and keep my eye on see if I can get one of his cards to go in my Fornals at some point. Hopefully, is he a forward card still?
Rodrigo? No, mid.
Yeah, he's a mid, is he? Okay.
Yeah, it kind of nerfs him a wee bit, and that kind of promise, doesn't it? You want those guys to be forward. Maybe get better as forwards, but all his athletic cards are mid.
Got you.
And Girona. Yeah. We then have Espanyol taking on Atletico, so we'll get this up as soon as it loads. I think after La Liga, Harry, I'll co-pilot you then at that point, if that's okay, because I think my tongue's going to fall out. Obviously, if you get the kid, I can catch you again. But yeah, just because I'm losing my marbles here with the Espanyol team coming up. There we go. Roberto Fernandez, Spain under-21 youth international, leading the line. Edu Esposito, I think you're in with him, Harry, or is it Joavi Puado? I forget.
I got Puado this year.
Puado. I seen someone got an Edu Esposito limited, and their free card they got was Lamine Yamal.
No way.
That was in the timeline. Yeah,
that's bonkers.
GG's to them. Omar El Halali was a boss defender card last year on a budget, so watch out for him. Cabrera can be effective, and Dimitrovic looks to be one of the keepers that really benefits from the matrix change this year. And Espanyol had obviously Joan Garcia last year, so good form for having good goalkeepers in their ranks. And Salinas is in here. He's been good in the past.
He was the Elche, with the Affengruber, whoever he plays for. Yeah.
All right, team for Espanyol. Again, not really get much teeth about it, And they take on Atleti, and Atleti, Harry, like, they always do business. It always feels like they get stronger. And I don't know, this year, the Champions League's a big thing for them. Will they go farther than that this year? They always fancy winning the title, obviously. But I think with Baena and Julian Alvarez, there is a combo. There's an SO5 combo of death there. Baena is going to be taking over from RDP on all set pieces. And if you look at, even, like, I follow a lot of Atletico accounts, they are saying all pre-season that Alvarez and Baena are getting telepathic, and you can see it in the goals and assists and all that kind of stuff between them is evidenced already. I think that could be like a powerful combo. Never mind Thiago Almada getting let off the leash, potentially.
Yeah.
Or does he get turned into a left back? I don't know.
No, mate, honestly, yes, probably the most like optimistic I've been maybe for an SO5 Atletico team, like as an overall. Like normally it was like just Griezmann or whoever, right? It was like little standouts, but there's 4 or 5, maybe even 6 players there that you go, oh, hang on a minute, yeah, these could pop in given game weeks and stuff, and even just in general, like yeah, you're buying as if he's on sets. Almada's as well. I'm sure you'll be sniffing around him. Like some really interesting, like non sort of Simeone like prototypey players, but you've got your Gallagher's, you've got players that can run. Obviously, his son's there. Like you've got players who'll still work, but there is a bit of quality there, which I know they've always had Griezmann and whatever, but there weren't many Griezmanns in the team. Like there was 10 workhorses basically in the Griezmann for a long time. So yeah, it looks like they've got like 3 or 4 non-workhorses that like have a bit of magic in them, and I like that. Yeah, maybe he's sort of coming out of his shell,
Yeah.
and and adapting.
Big Hanko could be a good move. And Llorente scored really well at right back last year for a mid card. So, like you said, there's a few options here that could be workable. And away to Espanyol, first game of the season, it could be a wee 1 or 2-0. The last one we've got is Alaves taking on Levante. Let's hope we get this one clicking on a wee bit snippier. Because again, Alaves had some decent defence cards last year. I see Rico Man in the chat. He loved a bit of Alaves. And 2 of their defenders are now at Villarreal, Mourinho and Rafa Marin, previous selections. And that's the thing we love to see with those budget teams. It's the players that kind of migrate out into European football and whatnot. Tenaglia still looks like a good defender piece. Severa still looks like a great budget goalkeeper. Antonio Blanco, former Real Madrid youth prospect, I'm a big fan of. IRL, SO5 wise, struggles to break a 50, if I'm honest. Elena, we like when he's fit, Harry boy. I know you're not a big fan, but I don't mind him.
Nah, he's
Teams
okay.
playing him, and this might be a good one for him. Uribe Martinez, Alaves, much to say on them? Or Elena?
Not really, mate. No, well, just Elena maybe. Yeah, and I'm not really sort of scoped out their team to be honest. Like as far as like potential buys and that goes. So yeah, he's probably the only one though, isn't he? That comes to mind maybe.
Yeah. Last year they got somebody else on loan as well. It was pretty decent. He's not there anymore. I forget who it was. And Levante just been promoted. They've got the old guy still up front. What's his name? Morales or whatever. He's not going to play this one. It's going to be Kaya Limpu or whatever his name is. Do we know anyone else? Manu Sanchez, the left back. We know him. Jeremy Toljan, the right back, just signing in from Serie B. He scored some good points last year.
Yeah.
Don't really know the rest of this team, but yeah, Levante don't look like they've got much going. Morales, but the really old striker will be really cheap. And if he comes on, he's on penalties and stuff like that. And so if you're after like a really cheap striker for like your 4th lineup or something like that in season, you might get away with somebody like that. Excellent. Okay. Just about to pass it over to Harry Boy and he can take us through. I don't know, what will we go next? Eredivisie or Jupiler or something like that?
Belgium, Eredivisie. I'll do like the main in-season ones first and then we'll see where we're at.
But right before we do that, we've got to hear a word from our sponsor on the channel, on the show, MFL. MFL Meta Football League is a football management game that takes this genre to the next level. This is an open network online experience where every club, every opponent you play against is managed and operated by another player, by another person. It's your tactics, it's your wit, it's your squad against your opponents. MFL seasons normally run for around 6 weeks, so this isn't a game that comes out every new football season that you need to go and buy a new copy of. So there's never a bad time to open your account and get your club up and running. The only thing you need to buy or to pay for to get up and running to play MFL is your club. You can buy a club pack from MFL directly and it will randomly generate where your club is located, what city and in what country. One of the ways MFL takes this game to the next level is every player you own, you are actually their agent. So any players that you own that you're not going to use in your own squad, you can list on the market for loan, where they can go into another squad, and in return you'll get a percentage, you'll get a cut of any of the prize money that those players help those clubs to win. Sign up by using the link that's in the description of this video or in the pinned comment. You'll directly support me and all the content here at the channel, but by doing so you guarantee yourself the best sign up bonuses available. Listen, thanks very much to MFL for the support, and that just reminded me as well, Harry, I did a La Liga Road to Glory video earlier this week and I said we're going to give away to a random comment a classic Iago Aspas. So I just actually want to pull that now and I'll send that over to whoever the winner is. before we get to the deadline. We had 25 entrants, so thanks to everyone. And what I've started to do, Harry, with the giveaways is I've started to hide them in the video. Like I'll just put them later on. So if you were
that's what I
watching,
did yesterday. Yeah,
you get involved in it. We love to see that. Yeah, love that, Harry boy. So let's see who's
100%.
picked it up. The win. I want to see the answer. It has to refer to the goalkeeper conundrum we had. If it doesn't, we redraw. Because that was the criteria. Goalkeeper conundrums. Who would you have went for? We had like a $5 of a budget for an in-season or classic, whatever it was. Really long timer here I put on it. Rico Man, well done, Rico.
Legend. I feel like Rico Man always wins giveaways.
Does he? I'm not sure Rico Man wins much of mine. By
there
the way,
was somebody on yours that used to win all the time. Who was it?
I have had a few regular winners, but I can't think of.
Who's the one? He's like really knowledgeable in the chat. Like I can't think of the name right now of the account. Oh my god, I can't think. I don't think I've seen him today, so that's why I can't think of it right now. But there was somebody just used to win all the time. I'm sure Jack Patterson, one of the Jacks. I'm sure there was a Jack that used to win all the time. It may not be him necessarily, but it was definitely a Jack somewhere.
I've definitely had some frequent winners for sure. Jonathan Gargi wins a lot of mine.
Yeah, Jonathan does scoop up. Yeah.
I think
Jack P. It was Jack something. Yeah, it wasn't like Jack P, the YouTube Jack P, but it was a Jack P, wasn't it? I'm sure.
Yeah. Can't remember either. Red or Dead, can't I kick? I've just got to scroll through the chat.
Yeah. No, it's not Red or Dead. It's somebody this. Yeah, I've got Germ in my head, but it's not Germ. Oh, I can't think now. But I think he's a Newcastle fan. He's just really knowledgeable. Bradford Jack.
Graham
wins all
Graham
the
wins
bloody
all.
time. Yeah, that's the one. I had Germ. Yeah, Graham's not too. Jack Bradford. Shirt seller extraordinary.
So that's the Aspas been sent over to you, Rico Man. Thanks for entering, and I hope he helps you this game week. Fun card to have with your budget stacks.
So on the time constraint, Guardiola out for tomorrow, Quinny.
Confirmed.
Did we know that?
Yeah, it's kind of like all but confirmed.
Enough. Got you. I won't be able to say too much on these teams because we've got to literally fly through these, but unfortunately, Inside's probably got a lot of traffic right now, so understandable. But yeah, I'll try and put them up for as long as I can, and then give it a little pause if you need to, if it's the team that you're sort of looking at and needing info on. But Antwerp, Charleroi. I've got a lot of Friday games, by the way.
I was just looking at that there for my teams when they're all playing. I've also got tons of Saturday. Rennes Marseille tonight. I've got a wee bit of that.
Yeah. With Guiri and all the boys.
Celtic play Falkirk tonight in the Cup, which obviously no one cares about, but I need to watch it. Yeah.
This is going to be painful, by the way, if this is how slow it's going.
Galatasaray tonight as well.
Yeah, I've got loads of Gala cards, like too many.
Oh, and Girona tonight.
Girona tonight and Oviedo tonight. Liverpool tonight.
Hey, Friday night action, man.
Yes, it's kind of popping, to be fair.
Genk play tonight.
Genk play tonight, yeah. Toblason ex-club game.
Ooh,
one of the Genk goalkeeper prodigies.
Ederson out. Is that a joke? Traff starts? Oh, that's confirmed. If Mini-Me said it's not a joke.
Yeah, Mini-Me's on it, and need to be fair. I'll give that to Mini-Me.
Ederson will be gone, yeah. He's on his way to Turkey.
Yeah, he's out the door, isn't he? Big time. They need to keep him on, don't they? So
wonder what's happening to Trafford's price right now.
Probably just exploding.
Oh, he's pretty punchy anyway. I don't think he was... sometimes those players get priced questionably. Like, where they're not cheap, but they're not full priced. Yeah. Kind of looking at Trafford, he's kind of full priced already.
Yeah, he's going to be ridiculous, I think. I mean, he is ridiculous, but...
Yeah, should do well for City. I think he'll score a lot. I think it'll be pretty easy. Probably just 10x. Rodri travelled. Interesting. Morgan Rogers fit to feature this weekend. Probably means to start from the bench. Oh, well, he did look like he was going to start earlier, so watch out for that. Assets and Sport is getting the hamsters on the wheel. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it tonight. Tons of football, a feast of football to get stuck into tonight. Celtic, Liverpool, La Liga stuff. Even if you're into wee... Oh, do you know, I don't know if this really affects you, but to everyone else, if you've not seen this, Premier Sports are going to show 2 Eredivisie games every weekend this year.
That's
so if
fun.
so if you've got a Premier Sports subscription, that's the same package that you need for La Liga TV as well, by the way. So it might be in the same package. Maybe need to double confirm that or whatever. And I'm pretty sure Disney are going to show something this year, like 1 game a weekend in La Liga maybe, or Bundesliga or Serie A. One of the big leagues is on Disney Plus this year, apparently, at no extra cost, apparently. So I just remembered the Eredivisie thing for Premier Sports. If any of you are playing your in-season Eredivisie, check out Premier Sports. Obviously, you've got all your other methods. Maybe you're using La Liga on Disney Plus. Excellent. Oh, Savio's not travelled. I think I put Savio on a throwaway team.
That is Churky nailed.
Yeah.
If you ever need any indication to get Captain Churkies, now is your time.
Now is it? Yeah, job done. Yeah, I threw him into under 23 throwaway Savio, so I'll patch that. Thanks very much for the catch. And yeah, I'll probably just throw Diego Lopez in there, or do I have anyone a bit more interesting? Pablo Torre, we've just mentioned that. I'll probably dingy him. Go Diego Lopez. Yeah, Harry Boy's firing through. Harry's multitasking of the highest order here. He's putting everyone else in the chat to shame. Doing lineup predictions and juggling the Wayne.
You wouldn't believe what I've got to do right now.
Highest proportion.
You wouldn't believe it. What we got? Yeah, Leuven tonight versus the Genk boys. Been kind of disappointing so far, Genk. Haven't been great.
Yeah, I think they were expected to do much better this year, haven't they? But I've not seen them free scoring and smashing. So many good players in their ranks as well.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Like they've still got a very similar team and have added as well, actually. But yeah, St. Trudent is an interesting one. That stack popped off last week. It probably does the same this week against La Louvière, potentially. Some really good scores. Well, wants to keep him.
No, that's good. I like Savio. I'd hate to see him go to Tottenham. Guys, we're 30 minutes to the deadline. If you've not done so already, you need to secure your luck for the game week. Smash the like button if you've not done so already. We're past the first magic number of 67. We're at a mini magic number in 69. But we need to get to 88, and then we need to climb past 100, guys. We need to do it before the deadline, or we're all cooked. We've got streaks to hit. We've got cards to craft. We've got captains to pick, clean sheets to hold on to. Help us all out here, guys. If you've not done so already, support yourself, support the deadline show. Smash the like button. If you're watching on Twitter, retweet, share, like, all that good stuff. Comment. I don't know what you're meant to do on Twitch, but whatever you're meant to do on Twitch, all that good stuff. Just do whatever. Support the show as best as you can. Bob should have a massive year. Yeah, Bob's back from injury. For Shizzle. And I think Stefan is coming into the chat with some updates from Eredivisie, but Harry Trades is on
This is
the multitasking move
slow,
here.
by the way.
Yeah, mad slow. With the Eredivisie lineups here.
I know Utrecht expected to rotate a lot because they played yesterday, and I think they play again next midweek.
Tons on the go for them. Utrecht, yeah, they played Servette last night. I think they've just about got through, but yeah, qualifiers for these teams do put a big burden on Pepe out, Utrecht in heavy rotation, the manager said. So expect that.
We might need to do 6 hours, Quinny.
Yeah. We've always said this show could be as long as you would want it. Like, you could really, depending on the resources and the preparation we've got available to us, you could run this show for a day, really. Previewing every league, every team. All the big
100%.
matches, transfer news that comes in at the last minute, breaking news out of the press conferences that happens. Rico Man, Aspas straight into the team. I love that. Adriano, good to see you. Ayase Ueda up front. Leo Sawyer. How did Sawyer do last week? I was bumming him up. I'm going to have a wee peek. He did a 37 off the bench against Breda. He was projected to start. He started the second leg against Fenerbahce that they get hammered. He didn't do anything. So yeah, maybe at 19, it's maybe a wee bit much. It's maybe a wee bit of the deep end for him still, but I think he's a guy that'll come good. If he doesn't do well, then it just means he gets cheap, and then if he's cheap and then gets better, it's probably a good one. I didn't realize he was in the same collection as that Sana Fernandez until you mentioned that the other day, Harry. So I'm kind of looking at that classic Sawyer and waiting for it to become like a $5 or something.
For Nick Brada, isn't it?
Yeah. I didn't realize that was the same team until you said it. And I thought, I could get a wee double play here. A wee rookie with some collection points and then an RB guy. Team them up together. Di Maria or Lucas Fernandez is my classic. I think Rosario have got a good game, do they not? Red or Dead? I don't think Cerezo have got a particularly good game. I'll check the odds thing. Rosario, I don't think they were mad high, but I think they do have a good game. Di Maria's kind of like the one-man attack, isn't he, for them? Guys, we're very close to 88 likes. We need to break through 100 before we get to the deadline. If you've not done so already, smash the like button. Yeah, they're not really in the top order, are they? I'm just double checking. Rosario, no, they're not. Probably better taking the regional filter away from it. Yeah, Rosario 60% on to win, 62% chance of a clean sheet. XG is at 1.3 with 57% possession expected. I think that's a very good game for Rosario. They're taking on Riestra, who is an Argentinian team I've never clapped eyes on before. So, yeah. Cerezo are away to Machida. I don't think Machida Selvia. I don't think that's a particularly good match. Lucas Fernandez could still score very well, don't get me wrong, but I think I'm taking Di Maria there. Stefan B. Love the contributions into the chat, by the way. How many likes for a 6-hour show? Harry, there's 173 people here. If we got 170 likes, how long are we staying on for? Harry's just said telepathically to me we would do the 6 hours. He's agreed to it. You've all heard it. So if we get to 170 likes, there's 170, 180 of you now. Maybe you've went and got reinforcements from your alt accounts. If we got to 170 likes, I think we could do a 6-hour stint.
I want $173 an hour to do that, not $173. 173 likes aren't going to pay the bills, unfortunately. Well, they do, I guess, in some way, but
that 90, but who's past 8? Love to see it.
We need to convince Sorare to, get us on a little 6-hour stream.
Yeah, I seen you on with Laird this week. Last week, when was it you were on with Laird?
Monday one. It feels like last
Monday
week. I think
week.
it was this. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it definitely was because I didn't do Tuesday with him.
I seen it was the same with you as it was with me, where it's like it's a 2-hour show.
Yeah, it's got to be a full 2-hour show. I said to him like I might not be able to do 2 hours. He was like, it's fine, because like with the baby and that. But I think I managed to get to 2 hours actually.
It goes in all right, doesn't it? I was like, oh, that's a commitment, but we'll charge on with it. We'll do our best. But yeah, it gets on, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
But almost at 100 likes, guys. If we get to 170 before the 3 o'clock deadline, we'll stay on for 6 hours. I promise. I'm definitely not crossing my fingers off camera.
Lewis Holtby plays for Nick Brad. I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a move. Sidney Van Hooijdonk back in Holland as well. He was at Norwich.
Yeah.
Failed, I guess.
Yeah.
Kamal Soa, he's got Bruges cards. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's got cards from everywhere. Yes, Jesus. He's been well travelled, hasn't he? I think.
Separate Prem missions. I did notice that Sorare Borough as well.
Yeah.
I've locked in the Liverpool guys for tonight for one.
Yeah, that was fun. Nice to be able to, and you can win Super Essence and Rare Essence. Thank God that they've brought that in now that you can win, the relevant sort of essence to the card. It's amazing.
Laird's far too kind. And he's shouting at us.
It would be if this thing would load. Like, it would be, a piece of cake, but Holtby just signed. Interesting.
But yeah, it was a good show. But you and Laird, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's good to catch up with.
And the hot streaks.
I just couldn't remember when it was. It's been a long week, hasn't it?
It has been. Yeah, Monday feels like a couple of weeks ago. Weirdly.
We're 4 likes away from the Magic 100, guys, and then we know we're going to be safe. All of our captains will be right. That'll be guaranteed once we get to 100 likes on the live. Obviously, if you're watching this after we've been live, number one, you're a psycho and we love you. But number two, please hit the like as well. Sorare can travel through space and time. They can go into the future to see that you're watching the deadline show after the deadline, and same rules apply. So, unlucky. We've caught you.
We got you. Oh, this is brutal. Groningen, Herenveen to finish off the Eredivisie.
And we have France, actually. We've not done France.
Yeah, we need to do France. Yeah, let's do France after this. Brouwers, Lindy. Unfortunately, Herenveen's main lad, Smans. Yeah. He looks like he's out for a couple of months, done his knee.
Ouch.
Brutal one. Right, let's do Ligue 1 then. Come on, please be a bit quicker for us.
Monaco against Le Havre feels like a smash fixture.
Yeah, we've seen this. It's funny though, I actually remember this fixture last season at home, and it was like, Thilo Kerher was like smashing and stuff, and they ended up conceding to him. Do you remember that? I'm sure there was a time
where they...
Yeah, it was like I'm sure it was a Friday or something. Charlie might remember, because I know he had a few Monaco cards, and I remember it was like smash central position, and I am sure it was a little Friday night curse, which wouldn't surprise anyone. Obviously Hideki in goal. Yeah, it's a very similar team to last year. This Georgi Lekenya, I remember him at Antwerp. He got his move to Monaco. He hasn't really kicked on yet, but he's very young. Good striker though.
Strong team.
Yeah, strong team. 2 up front. I mean, yeah, they should blitz Le Havre, really, shouldn't they?
That whole defence is pickable. Henrique, Kelleher, Singo, Vanderson. That's like the first
they could just do hundreds on the sides, couldn't they? And then it's like 80s in the middle type of thing. Up best type of... Yeah, that's the hope. Oh, Le Havre didn't want to pop up. There we go. Don't really recognise anyone.
Singo got 100 and everyone else did rubbish.
That was it. Yeah, it was. Singo smashed it. I think he got an assist, if I'm right. I could be wrong, but I'm sure, Singo was the only singular smasher. Will MLS be shown before 3?
I guess we could do MLS after 3.
I mean, yeah.
It's got a later deadline, doesn't it?
Yeah, some of them's got later deadlines, so...
What's the later deadline applicable to? I've not got up to speed with that.
There's loads of them. I think it's French League. It's loads.
Is there?
French League, Prem, Eredivisie, maybe. Definitely, obviously, MLS. Is it, 3 or 4?
We've hit 100 likes, guys. Love it.
I mean, I can't do this for another hour, by the way. I'll be honest.
No.
There's no way I'm waiting this long. I'll stay on, but I'm not clicking these buttons. This is brutal.
Yeah. Slow as a week in the jail so far, isn't it? Where are we? Lorient. So we're almost halfway.
Yeah, almost halfway. Lorient are probably one of the favourites to go down, I think. Just not strong enough to kick on. They've still got Pablo Pagis, a good little player. Abigail's pretty decent. Obviously, Foremost Mendy's still alive, but who knows whether he'll score well or not. And my boys, the Nice boys.
Signing odds in Edward, did you hear?
I did see that, yeah. I had to look at his prices, so I was like, oh, should I buy it in season? He was like 25 quid, and I was like, I'll leave it for now. Because Buanahi, one of the under-23 lads I like, he's a forward this year, so I'm a bit like, I don't know if I need... I'll probably end up getting him if he comes into the collection, whatever. But, they need a striker. I mean, Mofi's okay. Mofi's fine.
I got an Edward in season when I thought he was going to Girona. I've still got it.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
I had somebody else move to France, so I've got like 2 in-season French cards, Ocon in the Celtic collection. So I've got like 2 cards, and also I can play a classic. So I'm almost up to having a French rare team. Almost.
Oh yeah, you got the goalie as well with Lopez.
Yeah. I think I've got an R keeper. Really. I've got Really as well.
Oh yeah, you do have Rulli. Yeah, yeah. Playing tonight.
Yeah. Ren, tough game.
I'm refreshing. I'm just going to see if that does anything for us.
Yeah, sure.
Should I go dark mode? I had a few complaints last week. I didn't have dark mode on.
Yeah. I always get that as well. People hate non-dark mode if there's an option.
I know. Like Sora is like permanently in dark mode.
Yeah. For good reason. Oh, come on. Come on inside. Get the hamster back on the wheel. I'm going to try it on my page. See if it helps. Maybe it's really crashed because I've got the same page as you, Harry. Nearly 60,000 entrants in All-Star Unlimited, Harry.
I know.
I've got this page on trying to find lineups. It's not really... guys, it's maybe happened. We've got to 102 likes. Maybe Sorare want 120 likes before they'll fix Sorare inside. I don't know. Can we get to 20? 120? Can we do it? Harry's checking on the teams. Are looking good.
Got a crying baby next to me.
Yeah, I get it. Hamster had a heart attack. Xera, I think you're right there. Because, yeah, Sorare inside is buckling. I'll keep this page on. We'll try and find it. Oh, Jack McGlynn, Joe Pedro, Pedri, Wirtz, Ignacio, Zeno, and Bart. That's a team, Harry. Is that your first team?
Yeah, my first team. I was just seeing if I can fit Turkey in here, but I would be over the cap.
So. What's that? Who cares about the cap?
Cap's OP, mate. 6% a player.
It's all right. Turkey always score somebody in that team, but under 6k entrance in Champ Rare. I love that. That's a good fight. What's the payout like in that division again? Let me have a wee peek at it. I'll put this on screen. Champ Rare Classic. Let's see. Yeah, 5-7, and the payout goes down to the top 1,000. So that's not too super mad, is it? I think under 23's been the kind of cheat code one in recent weeks. Just under 3,000 entrants at Rare. Only 400. Yeah, it's maybe the midweeks that have been a bit more cheat codey.
Who's going to start ahead of Turkey, Mini-Me? If Savio's not there.
Probably fancies it to be Doku, Bernardo, Foden or Marmoush. I think Turkey plays.
Yeah, I do as well. Who will we on, French?
You think that's so important for Fresco 7? I think it's good if you can get it. Someone in the chat's kind of backing you here, Harry. I don't think it's make or break. I'm not making teams to make it happen.
6% on each player, though, is mental, really.
If you can have it, yeah, but if you
especially
can't,
if it's like having 6% collection bonus on top, basically. It's like having 11% collection bonus if you've got 5% on a card anyway. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right, I think we're back. Like I've tried my best to keep in line with it personally, where I can.
You're making me think now, but I don't know if it's really worth. Really, I don't know. If you've got players that are on like
Vert and stuff, they're lower than what they're going to be in the season, you know.
Okay.
But take advantage of it early on to where João Pedro's not going to be 49 out of 15. Vert is not going to be 47 for a while. So keep them all in one if you can. Obviously, add a few smash. I've got Pedri out 15 and 70 in there. I could, have someone cheaper obviously and spread it around. But I think I've tried to do it where I can. There's obviously places where I can't do it, but I do like it. I like having at least one or two within. Say if I've got 323 lineups, I like having one or two of them at a little 6%.
You're making me want to maybe play with this a minute. I might.
The Nantes boys against the mighty Paris Saint-Germain.
So I could maybe do it on my top team. Is that the best way I could pick? Okay, so let me ask you this, right? I would put a live chat poll, right? But the system on YouTube isn't working. I'll get your opinion on. Oh, we've got lineups back out. We'll let Harry kind of charge through this. Sorry. But I'll show you the two teams, right? Tell me what you would pick, Harry boy, and the chat. Feel free. You can't vote on it. You just need to shout at me. Right, so this is the team I've got, right? With no bonus. It's over the cap. Got 3 Barca players here, yeah? Can you see it, Harry? You in with us? Can you see? Or no? You doing your own thing?
Yeah, I'm in with you.
Yeah. So, no bonus. This is the team. You see it? Yeah? And the chat can see it. Or I can swap Oblak, Araujo, and De Jong for the Villarreal defense stack and Paqueta. And I would get all the bonuses.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too like is Marinier against Oviedo. I think the upside could be worth it there because you're making Rafinha, Cherki, Vert, and Frimpong more powerful in that sense as well, right? They all get 6% or whatever. You know.
Screw it. Let's do it. Oh, Liam says no bonus. I can dig it. Let's go for it. And then what does that mean goes into this team? Araujo. And then I'm ended up with Atletico Madrid in here. That's fun. And then, yeah, does De Jong really come into this team then? He was kind of in for big safety. He's kind of the same thing as Caicedo, isn't he? Yeah, so it's a strong team, isn't it? It's not that great. It's strong. I don't think I would.
Solid.
Yeah, I don't think I'm really missing out on much from elsewhere. Fixtures are tight.
I don't think De Jong absolutely smashes Paqueta's score, you know?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like he could do a 70, but I think Paqueta could do that as well, quite easily. Even sort of more. And he's got the 6% on top.
Tempted to swap Paqueta for somebody else that's on the same kind of budget.
Angers.
I do think Paqueta could be good, but Sunderland, I fancy them to be good as well. I'm just trying to make this extra difficult for myself.
Yeah, off the beaten said, if you aren't playing Villarreal at home to Oviedo, when are you playing them?
Yeah, fair. I had him in the second team, but yeah, I'm with you.
You need a little Sergi Cardona in there.
I think I'm going to put Rodrigo Riquelme in there instead of Paqueta. I'll put Paqueta back in that second team.
Yeah.
And then De Jong can move back down the food chain. I kind of like that sequence of events. I think.
Cabal in League 1. Maxime Lopez is some SO5 sort of legend, I guess, in here. Moses Simons made the move. He must be on a wedge, I reckon.
Oh, yeah.
To go play for Paris.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy Mikhail Fay on to start for Rennes.
Yeah, I seen that. I put him in my under-23 throwaway team. I couldn't really put him anywhere better because how well will he even score in this game? And he's not nailed, you know.
Fine. Yeah. I didn't realise Frankowski had moved there.
He went. Oh, so no, I didn't know that either. Actually,
he went from Gala like on loan. Yeah, weird one. the Marseille boys playing tonight. Egan Riley could be really good here, I think.
Oh yeah,
Angel Gomez could be really fun. That's a good team, that.
yeah.
Like Gomez and Greenwood like grew up together, didn't they, in United's academy and stuff, so
Of course.
you know.
Yeah, huge one. Should I captain Juan Garcia or Jerry Moreno? Yeah, we're not captaining a goalkeeper in La Liga, buddy. I'll go Jerry Moreno. Penalty taker.
Yeah.
Loans to Ren via Gala on loan, says Mikey Basson.
Oh wow, okay. Nothing too complicated then.
Nice. The youth West Ham, I'm not sure. Don't really know the guy from Adam. And coming from the Serbian league, it could go one of two ways. It's boom or bust with these guys. You know, they're either a real unearthed gem or they are a false dawn. You know. Oh, I'm probably taking Baena over Jerry Moreno, but that's
Yeah.
a tough one. Jerry's at home, Baena's away. Probably going Baena just about, but this is the last one, Harry boy.
Last one of France, yeah.
7 minutes to the deadline, and then Harry boy, you can take us over your team, see what you're cooking with.
No worries.
Show you
No
my wee road to
worries.
glory efforts I've got going out, and
Yeah.
week. Look at Twadsy's in the building.
I bought myself a little Tyler Morton. Signed
yeah, I
him from
heard.
Liverpool. Yeah, I'm quite excited about that.
Could be a good move.
I've got a Remy Deschamps in my vault somewhere.
Can't
Need
believe
to,
he's the Leon keeper. I just seen that there.
I know.
And as you said his name,
Mad.
you've mentioned it in your video. I know you have, but I didn't until I seen his name and face there. That's the crap guy from like Charleroi or something, isn't it?
And Nantes. He was the second keeper to Lafont for years.
Lafont, did you see where he ended up? Greece.
Yeah, Greece, isn't it? Weird one.
Uh-huh.
Really strange. I've got a bit of. There was a bit like you mentioned in under 23. I basically farmed 1,000 essence from U23 midweek for like doing nothing. Basically, like
Nice.
the one lineup scored okay, but the rest were just complete farm central. And yeah, so that I might double up on some more arenas, like late arenas. But I've already done 6 arenas. But yeah, Ligue 1. I fitted this into trying to get the 6% earlier. I had more of a niche stack, but I've changed it around and played some of the lads that like I just bought a random, obviously Morton, Højbjerg and Dumbia, and that comes in at under 260, which is nice. Hoping Højbjerg obviously plays. This is my most exciting team, of course, with the highly anticipated Yamal captaincy. I mean, it's bound to let me down. I don't think I had one good score out of Yamal last season, despite him being like the best player on the planet. So we'll see. We'll see how that one works.
I think you'll do well with that.
Yeah, hopefully.
It's more about how
Hopefully
well everyone else scores. Like I think you could get good scores with that, but what you're probably more victim of is that Barca and Real popping. You know.
Right. Yeah. 100%. But like, if I can, scrape the, the lower cash, because I get 25% boost almost. So $70 is $100 and whatever. So yeah, excited about that. I'm back on streak number 1 for Belgium. So yeah, back to square one for me. Hopefully Lasana plays. Didn't play last week. Streak number 2 for Eredivisie. Obviously goalkeeper injury, so I'm a bit sort of all over the place. Yeah, literally just hoping to farm a bit of essence, to be honest, from the Super one at least anyway. One MLS lineup. I'm done with MLS. I just can't get on with the comp right now. So I'm putting one D1 out, and then the rest are just going in arenas and all stars. Streak 3 for Challenger. So this is where I've gone sort of as strong as possible, basically. So really excited to see if those Gala boys can do the business tonight. But a couple
Kleiber's
of
a good
keepers
for you too.
Kleiber's in. Yeah, he scored 95 yesterday. Hopefully he starts on the weekend. And then I degened into this yesterday as well. I've obviously had Akam for a while. But like, I got Salai for 60 quid last night on auction, which I thought I had instant offers off Luka Magic for like 100 quid, and I was like, nah, not happening. I bought this Vittoria defensive stack for like 170 odd. Lamina was like 120, so it's like a 450 quid lineup there. Obviously, I've got the Scottish guys to come in next week, but this was all I could put out this week with no Scotland. Champion, we've got 4 lineups. Yeah, 4 res.
Ooh.
Sergi tonight, Guiri tonight, Sob tonight. So yeah, I've got Jeopardy everywhere. Saganikov tonight, and then U23. I'm low on keepers is my issue. Starting ones anyway. I really thought that one of these two would start, but it doesn't look too likely. So we'll see. This is
Yeah.
just essence. Well, this is nothing. Just XP. This will maybe be a little 6-man, and this is obviously the main effort. Tobe tonight, and then U23 rare. Two good. Yeah, first two are really sort of strong on paper. The rest gets a bit flaky quite quickly. Pablo Torre in there. All-Star really. Oh, sorry. In All-Star Super Rare, I've just put. Yeah, I've got no Super Rare Essence right now, so I couldn't play Arena this weekend, which I'm gutted about. But like this is really strong on paper. Hopefully, double game week
Oh
for the
yeah.
Lord. This is not
Powerful
terrible either,
defense.
to be honest. Not
Balikwisha, I
terrible.
don't know if Balikwisha's on, is he?
Yeah, 90%.
Chat was there day, wasn't in training and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Me and McBride were talking about it because Celtic are still sniffing.
Yeah, unless the predictors
I'm just
are
about double
not on
checking.
it. Yeah, if not, to be
Updated
fair,
3 hours ago.
I'm actually quite tempted to throw Brennan Johnson in there. Brennan's gone to 90% now. Yeah, do you
Yeah.
know what? I'm going to quickly throw Brennan into that. Oh, there's Brennan. Got 1 minute.
Updated 12 minutes ago. Balikwisha is still nailed. Just as a wee
Okay.
thing, but
Yeah, I'll throw him in still, but so yeah, quite happy with a couple of those super rare lines, but like the prizes are just, as we know, not great. And then I don't have many all-star yeah, two. I did these were like done after my arena lineup, so these were just sort of still some good cards, like, but not prioritized at all, really. And then arena, I've gone super strong. I've got like L15 Larios is everywhere, 0 L15, so he's accompanied by the best cards I can possibly fit in there. A couple of Buangas, a couple of Benjamin Andres and whatever. Mika Marmol, I forgot about him, but he's playing in La Liga too now, so I'm quite excited about that.
yeah.
Um,
He used to
and
score
then
mad scores in La Liga 2, Andorra or something
yeah,
back in the
yeah,
day.
yeah, he did. Little Potte, Hoiberg, Forsberg, sorry, Sane's low L15 right now. And I've gone for 2 uncapped arenas, Quinny, for the first time.
Nice.
Just gone all guns blazing basically with some of my high L15 players. Double game week for Michele and Vanaken, so got to think that does pretty well, hopefully. And I was quickly.
All I've ever did is uncapped arena, by the way. I've never did the capped one.
No way, really?
I finished third last week with a really bad Celtic stack. Gator Guy won
Yeah.
it. I heard Gator Guy chatting with Laird the other day about arenas and such. But it's just I'm not really thinking about the cap, and I've done it 3 times, and see the first 2 times I did it, I regretted it instantly because it was uncapped. So I was up against Messi's and Barcos and Cecinias,
Right.
and I was putting
Yeah,
in like
yeah.
a last minute Celtic 5 that was starting or something,
Mm.
and I thought, oh, I'm an idiot, I shouldn't do that. But at the weekend I forgot that lesson that I thought I'd remembered. It
Yeah.
ended up just about paying off because I got into third. But
No way.
it is a bit more expensive. It does hit you in the ghoulies if you miss. If you
Yeah.
get XP for it, it's such a sore one.
I don't know. The way I'm looking at it though, because I basically spent 900 essence this weekend on arenas, 2 uncapped, 4 capped, and then I'm winning 1,000 essence midweek. So like, I'm kind of like back to square one type of thing if I don't do any more late ones, which I'm quite excited about. So
I've got maybe
yeah,
one keeper to go do a late entry
late.
arena with and see what happens. We're actually at the deadline, but I'll just show you what I'm running. This is my Premier League Road to Glory stuff. So the budget limited team that was under £100. Marmouche is not expected to play, but I don't really care. If he comes off the bench, I'm happy. The rest of the guys look cool. Captain Elliot Anderson. And I've level XP'd all these guys up as much as I can with all my
Nice.
limited XP from missions and other stuff that's went on and whatever, wheel spins and whatever. And with the commons, Harry, do you know what this looks like? The common mode might be like mini arena. Oh, no, it's not. It did just say out of 100 there for ages. And I thought,
wow.
I wonder
Okay.
if every common team is in like, but no, it says 36,000 now. So
Interesting.
36,000 common entries in Premier League. Good luck to us all. Just under 10,000 in limited with Prem. And with the limited Prem team, the payout goes to, of note, let's say top 3,000 because that's where Essence is. So we're talking about the top 30% is what we're aiming for. We
Not
do have
bad.
late swap on this as well, which is fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, wish us luck with that. And in La Liga, I don't really have many commons, but I seen I had some, so I just clicked and put them in. The La Liga team is the same as what we had on the Road to Glory video. Just under 6,000 entrants there, so less teams than what's in the Premier League. And the payout berth is kind of the same. You're looking for the top 3,000. So in actual fact, La Liga is like top 50% is a payout of some decency there, so that's fun. MLS, I've got 3 teams going out for hot streaks, Harry. Now that we can use common cards, I kind of got rid of my MLS, like Brian Gutierrez cards and Andrew Gutman's and, those Acosta. I know he left anyway. And I'm just going purely NYC streaks with it, so I can play the classics with it. And I've got 3 lineups. 2 are okay. Nice. 1 is absolute hedge throwaway, guys. And then Champ, these are my top 3 teams, which all look pretty good. We've just tweaked one of them. The top team, I think, is the best team quite considerably. But I do think Team 2, Team 3, if you can cast your eyes over it, I'm not going to read all the names out, and Team 4 are all quite closely matched, like in terms of caliber of player, strength of matchup, XP, all that kind of thing. So I'm opening to be surprised. The first team I've got going out this game week that will win stuff for the guys in the community here, we've got 1 team going out in Champ, Harry, to go and get some Champ Essence for us. The top 10,000 will get something. There's 28,000 entrants, so top 30%. Yeah. Anthony Lopez against PSG, not great. Defense is a bit ropey. But Zubimendi, Captain Kang, Soboslai, Hugo Duro, maybe it's all right. Cross our fingers on that one.
Yeah.
Under 23 throwaway team in case the goalkeeper plays. I just put this team out there just in case. And then I've got All-Star action. I really do think my All-Star teams could be fun. I've got a Celtic kind of Bad Batch gallery collection team again with Kyogo up front, which looks like fun. I've got Saganikov, Neymar in a fun team. Sani Ueda in a fun team. Talisca, blah, 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 all these guys. And then we've got 4 teams that the members built last night. And again, along with that champion team we just looked at, these 4 teams are going to go win Essence and cards to give away to you guys. We've got Kyogo up front in this one, leading the line with Captain Danny Parejo. Alonso Martinez is in this team with some fun players. And then down here with the last 2 squads, we've got the likes of Matt O'Reilly, we've got Abada, we've got Karamoko Dembele, a Quinny favourite of Yangel Herrera and Brais Mendes together in midfield for the good times, for the old times. And lots of action here. And this one I've got a total of, I don't even see the total anymore, but I've got a bunch of teams going out. I'm hopeful they're going to have a good bit of fun. We're actually into the deadline already. Harry boy,
excited, mate. Yeah,
buzzing.
Just obviously not being able to do all the things were a bit annoying, the lineups and stuff, but yeah, at least a lot of the Jeopardy, like, so you got Liga and Premier League, Jupiler League's late deadline, as is MLS. So yeah, 4 little late ones. I didn't get any golden arenas out of 6. I mean, not expected to, but like, no goldens for me. I've only ever had 1, and it was a late one.
Are golden arenas a myth?
I thought they were. But then I when I was in Atlanta, I did a late arena for like the Seattle game. It was really late, and I just walked into a golden one. I'm like, okay, this is fun. I didn't win it. I had a Yamar DMP, so it didn't really matter. But it's literally the only time I've ever been in one, and I've probably done easy 40, easy. Yeah, so.
Good luck to anyone that did get golden arenas. None for Harry today, sadly. Maybe I'll walk into a late one. Who knows? I've got one chance of doing it. But yeah, good luck to everyone this game week. Thanks to everyone that tuned in to the show. And yeah, check out Harry's channel for more content. Be sure to check out my channel. There's been a bunch of stuff out here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great weekend. Good luck.
All the best, lads.
Pleasure as always. Yeah.
Yeah, as always, mate.